You're watching Rogers TV, St. John's.
And good evening, Rogers TV viewers, hockey fans across the province, watching on Rogers TV, and of course across the region on Eastlink. I'm Bill Hart, along with Steve Callahan. It's mini championship banner night, a replica of the one that was raised last night, and hopefully for a better, different result tonight. I'm going to throw it now to Chris and Brian with the call on Rogers TV.
And now he's a member of the Reading Royals. Played in deep by Reading. Good chase after that puck there. All tied up behind Munson as Kapla trying to poke that one free for Brazo. He'll advance it, and now Conrad hits center ice. His cross ice feed for Trey Bradley. That one missed. He's going to chase it down behind the goal. In on the right wing corner, Brazo an ice check there. Knocks his man down. Puck came out in front. But the Royals recover and started up ice. Lifted into the air. Nice play by Conrad to glove that one down, as the Growlers get control of their own zone and initiate the first line change of the evening. Joe Duzak is still out there. He'll pause behind his cage, being watched by LeBerge. Pass out on the right wing side for Zach O'Brien. He'll hit center ice. In he comes, he carries it all the way in. There's a shot, that one wide of the cage. He'll pick it back up. Had some trouble picking it up behind the cage, and it's away by LeBerge for Reading. Over center on the right wing, a nice pass there. There's the shot, stopped by Munson. The rebound all the way out in front, and O'Brien's going to get control of that one. He'll leave it for Sapego. Under pressure by a pair of Royals. He'll flip it back behind the goal line. Melindy ahead. He'll turn it over. What a glove save in front by Munson. Brian, we said we wanted to see him tested early. That's a couple of decent stops by one Mr. Munson.
Well, that's a huge one there as he flashes the old leather lobster. 128 in and snares that Sherwood biscuit out of the air as an unfortunate turnover by James Melindy, who kind of tried to dump it up the middle, and LeBerge jumped on it, and Munson answered the bell.
Corey Mackin draws into the lineup tonight for Reading. He loses that face-off inside the Newfoundland zone as the Growlers chip it to center ice and no further off the stick of Halliwell. Here's Goudreau. He's bumped by a couple of Growlers as he forced the puck in. Played away by Munson. And ahead, a nice feed for Estefan at center. He'll roll a backhander in behind the net and give chase. Chasing it down, Matt Bradley trying to spin it out in front. That one didn't connect, and Matty Goudreau is going to carry it. His pass, that one's knocked away. He'll get it back for Mackin. He pumped and missed the puck altogether. Back up top for DeChera. He's stopped by Munson. His helmet, I think he had a strap come loose, so he flipped his bucket off his lid for a stoppage in play.
Smart play by the Hugo, Minnesota native Patrick Munson between the pipes for the Newfoundland Growlers. He stopped all three shots that he's faced here in the opening 2:08, and the Reading Royals picking up where they left off last night, out skating the Growlers in the third on way to their 6-5 victory. They've come out of the gate here quick tonight as Newfoundland have found themselves not doing a whole lot.
It is only 2:08 into the contest, but the first couple of shifts definitely more in Reading's favor as the faceoff comes to the right of Munson. Conrad on the draw against Mitchell. Mitchell probably the best member of the Royals a night ago. There's a shot. That one missed wide as it hangs up behind the net. Kapla. He'll leave it back to Zach. Nice job to park his keister in the lane, and that helps the Growlers break it out. This could be a 2-on-1. And they come on the left wing side. Kapla centering pass there. Nice job by the defense for the Royals to prevent a grade A scoring opportunity. Lifted into the air and knocked down again. Pooley. Oh, he had a man sneak in behind him and knock him off the puck. The Growlers a little trouble there at center. Conrad does scoop it up, and he'll start it right down Main Street. His shot gloved by Ustamenko, and he'll hang on. The first shot of the game for Newfoundland comes just inside the 3-minute mark. 3-1 are the shots. No score here in St. John's. And to all of you watching in tonight on Rogers, we welcome you to the broadcast. Happy to have you aboard on this Saturday night. Face off to the left of Kirill Ustamenko. Every year, I feel like in this league, there's always a handful of goalies in particular who have really tough names. Tough. How often do you get a letter U as the first letter of the last name?
You'll deal with it. That's part of being a broadcaster.
Right wing corner. Ferguson spins and fires. That's off a shin pad. Poked free by the Royals. They'll snap it off the boards and out to center ice. Melindy to Sapego and ahead on the left wing side to O'Brien. Freed it up through the middle, trying to find Power. He's going to haul his man down there. He's going to tumble on top of him, too. O'Brien gets the puck. Did everything, pulled everything out of his trick book there, but couldn't get it in. Here comes a break for Reading. Back the other way. That pass too far for Ralph Kademi, last night's first star, with a pair of goals for Reading. Nice move there, and an even better pass as O'Brien has it on the right wing. He'll rifle it in on goal. Big bouncing rebound off the arm of Ustamenko, but it's gobbled up by the Royals, and out to center they come. Booted by Konodal and turned over as Halliwell gets it and skates it in. Knocked away from him and misplayed by Trevor Gooch. That allows Giorgio Estefan to peel it back away inside his own zone. Shots now 3-2 in favor of Reading as Halliwell hits center himself and bounces one in wide of the cage. Matt Bradley vying to be the first one to that loose puck. He won't be. Kept alive temporarily, but the Royals come out to center. Braden Lowe. Garrett Johnston foiled that attempt, rolls to the line, held in a redirection, loose in front of the cage, a sprawling Munson, able to keep it out. Oh, baby, a nice recovery by the defense as well to keep this a scoreless game. The fans here love that. In the corner in his own zone, Halliwell, he's spun around there by Hayden Hodgson. Comes loose. There's a shot wide of the cage as Gooch was forced off the puck by Loup Chuck, and here come the Growlers. Out with speed is Garrett Johnston. Played ahead for Loup Chuck. He tried to chip it by the defense, kept onside. Now a 2-on-1. Estefan tried to get it across for Bradley. Maybe should have fired that puck.
I would have.
Cleared away by Reading, no icing, so Kapla. He'll wheel it ahead quickly for Trey Bradley, but it hopped over his stick. There's a shot. Munson, another big save. Centering pass again, and it's pulled away by the Growlers, and Estefan lifts it into the air. Conrad sneaking in behind the defense. What an effort there by Colt Conrad, vying for his first ECHL goal, but he whipped it over the cage. Collected in by Reading. Just inside their own blue line is Garrett Cecere, one of 4 Garretts on the Reading Royals, are in this game at least.
Yeah, 3.
That's right. The fourth is Garrett Johnston.
Correct.
He's with us.
Yeah.
Away comes Trey Bradley. He'll put it off a stick, stays onside. He tripped up over the blue line, entering the zone, and the Royals recover all 4 of them, or 5 of them rather, behind the goal line for the moment. As LeBerge hits center, all the way in on Munson. He'll paddle it aside for Sapego. Quick pace here. We've already played 6 minutes. No score. Shots, though, are 5 to Reading. Growlers still got to get something going here. Nice job there by O'Brien as he revs the engine through the middle. Flips it into the left wing corner for Scott Pooley. He's the 10th forward for Newfoundland tonight. Into the right wing side is Ferguson trying to sneak by Konodal. He was pinned, but the Growlers steal it away. Centering pass from O'Brien intended for Ferguson. And that one's knocked away, and now a partial odd man rush for the Royals. Offside was DeChara. That is the right call as he was a half step behind the pass. 13:38 to go here in the first period, and we're going to head to our first TV timeout. Hey fans, be sure to check out ECHL.tv, where you can follow your Newfoundland Growlers all season long, or subscribe to an all-access pass to catch over 900 ECHL games in the highest of definition. Don't miss any of the action. Head on over to ECHL.tv and never miss a moment of ECHL hockey. Thanks again for joining us here tonight. I'm Chris Ballard alongside Brian Rogers. In case you're just joining us, it is 6-2 in shots in favor of Reading. No score with 13:38 to play here. That's it. Our penalty, nothing doing here so far except a couple of dandy saves from Patrick Munson. The timeout all but done here as the Growlers. One thing John Snowden said during our morning interview is that he liked to get a little more sustained pressure, get in behind the defense a little bit more. Haven't quite seen that yet here in this contest, but again, we've had like 2 whistles and there's only 6.5 minutes gone here. So we'll see how this one plays out. The unit on the ice for Newfoundland is Brady Ferguson, Scott Pooley, Zach O'Brien with Garrett Johnston and Mac Halliwell on the back end. Face off outside the Newfoundland blue line. Mitchell on the draw. What are we waiting for? Let's go. Stepping in for the face-off, Ferguson. He'll pull it cleanly back to Garrett Johnston. A boisterous crowd here tonight. A lot of kids in the building. Love seeing that. Played in deep by Pooley. O'Brien in the left wing corner. Chipped it free behind the cage. Pooley had to chase after it, but it's taken back by Reddick. In the corner and ahead for DeChara at center. He'll roll it into the left wing corner. Garrett Johnston. He's bumped by another Garrett. This one Mitchell. And Mitchell pulls the puck, sweeps it free. There's the shot attempt. That's blocked away, but corralled by the Royals behind the net and into the left wing corner. Nice play by Mac Halliwell. And he'll skate it all the way to center ice and ahead for O'Brien. Onside, Halliwell trying to activate and take the puck from in between O'Brien's skates, but it's chipped out to center ice. Garrett Johnston, he'll hit center ice and send it right back in. Bustamenko out of his goal. It's going to be off his skate, dangerously out in front, but corralled, and Gooch flipped it through the middle and almost turned it over as Matt Bradley got a stick on that one. Back at center, the Royals push it back inside their own zone. All the way behind the net, Aaron Loup Chuck following the Reading defender. Passed ahead, chipped off the glass to center ice, and Gooch plays it ahead. What a pass for Yates, but offside by 10 feet was Hayden Hodgson.
Well, the Reading Royals through 7:38 have outplayed and outskated, out-hustled, and out-hit the Newfoundland Growlers, and thus the offensive-minded defending Kelly Cup champions have been limited to 2 shots on goal. That's it, 2. After last night's third period performance, cosmetically it finished at 11 apiece in the third, but it didn't feel like that.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And thus far, maybe the message has not yet been received by this Growler squad, but it's a young group. They'll figure it all out again. One guy who helped figure it out last season was Giorgio Estefan. He snapped that one in deep, and he'll get control in the right wing corner. Beauty feed, and another great setup hit on goal. That's the best chance the Growlers have had thus far, but they couldn't beat the right pad of Bustamenko. Carried out by Reading, chipped off the stick of Gooch, and into the left wing corner, played quickly away by Munson.
Ooh.
That was a weird hop there off the stick of Duzak, right back into the catching mitt of Munson. He'll hang on.
Wow, I mean, that was something you don't see every day, that's for sure. Joseph Duzak, the rookie, from Mercyhurst, NCAA. He's a New York City native. Almost scored on his own net. But Patrick Munson has been sharp here tonight, was able to read that play right off his stick and gobble it up.
Face off to the right of Munson, and this one's pulled away by James Melindy. Advancing it for Trey Bradley. Another turnover. Thankfully, the Royals just gave it right back, and now Bradley's got Main Street. Left-hand side, and offside is the call.
8:27 gone. And the Newfoundland Growlers and Reading Royals locked in a scoreless tie here on this Saturday, the 12th of October. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody tuned in on Mixler and Rogers. And if Eastlink is your source across Newfoundland and Labrador, we hope you have a nice weekend with family and friends. Give thanks and have lots of turkey.
Melindy on the right wing side stays on signs. The Growlers can hold the zone. It comes back to center where Trey Bradley flipped it back inside his own end. Melindy, first pass partially blocked by Gaudreau. He'll get it across to Pago. His pass too far in front of Melindy, but he'll activate and try and catch it again. But Canodal breaks that up and sends it ahead. Sepego in front of his own goal for Conrad. He'll weave around Braden Lowe and get started through the neutral zone. In he comes, toe drag shot. That looked nice, but he couldn't beat the goaltender. That's off the inside of the goalpost from Garrett Johnston. The Growlers starting to up that pressure here, and they're going to get a chance for an offensive zone face-off on the icing from Reading. 10:46 to go. In period number 1, no score, but the Growlers coming very close, thanks to a clapper from the point from Garrett Johnston.
Good shot through traffic, rang it off the left goal post, and it bounced right back out. It was a great shot. Too bad it wasn't just a little bit lower. It would have been in, under the bar, and back the netting.
Brady Ferguson wins the draw. Quick shot attempt by O'Brien. It's blocked, but the Growlers get it back. Halliwell to the left-hand point. Johnston played it back down low. Tried the old one-touch pass, but it might be too early in the season for those cute one-touch passes. You got to feel each other out, I think, a little more first.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You got to appreciate the confidence, but maybe just not yet. Speaking of confidence, here's Marcus Power. Chipping that one into the corner. Nice job by Ferguson to block that clearing attempt with his back to hold the zone. Right wing corner, Ferguson comes away with it. A couple of whacks, and it's off the defender, but freed up O'Brien. What are they doing down there?
Oh, they're beautiful.
Right-hand side, Ferguson played down low. Power, one hand on the stick, sweeps it for O'Brien. O'Brien finds Halliwell in the high slot, lets it fly. Not a bad wrister for a little fella, but he missed it wide. Bounced off the backboards. Ustimenko's down, has the pad on it, and keeps it out.
Well, that's more like it. That's more like Growlers hockey. Good puck possession in the opposition zone, and that line of Ferguson, Power, and O'Brien. But there's not many lines like that in the ECHL. You can mark those words down and take it to the bank, and they did some great work. They're in tight. Boy, to tell you, it looked like the Reading Rolls had 3 or 4 cracks, but the tenaciousness of the number 1 line for the Growlers kept the puck inside the zone. Was still scoreless, but the shot clock a little closer now. It's 6-5 for the visitors.
10-10 gone here as the faceoff's pulled away by the Royals, lifted into the air and bounces to center. Duszak just at the top of the circle inside his own zone, flipped across for Kapla. Left-hand side, his pass finds Pooley, drop back to Duszak. Look at the puck movement here. There is a lot of skill on this hockey team, and Pooley's going to cut out of the corner and try a sharp angle backhand. That one knocked away by Ustimenko. The Royals ahead. Braden Lowe, 1-on-3. He'll cut wide left. All the way behind the goal. His centering pass forced in on goal and held by Munson.
Well, a little pushing and shoving down here as tempers flare a little bit. To be expected. 10:41 gone here in the opening period. Scoreless so far this Saturday night from Mile 1 Center.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see James Melindy throw the mitts down at some point here tonight. I know Braden Lowe's been asking for one. I talked to Meller before the game today. I said, hey, even I was warned that this Lowe fella wanted to drop him with you. And he said, yeah, he tried last night. We were up 3-0, and I didn't think that was a good idea. Smart call by Melindy at the time, but in the rearview mirror, I don't know, maybe he should have dropped him.
Well, if he knows the time is right, he will, and if he thinks it's not, he won't. That's what a captain does.
Oh, yeah, and he's gotten a lot better at pressing the button, you know what I mean? Like, not seeing red every time someone gets in his grill. He got very good at that in the postseason last year.
Well, you know, that's what championships will do. They'll teach you a level of maturity, too, right?
Absolutely.
On and off the ice.
Big open ice hit there from Melindy as he sent Trevor Yates to his backside. Melindy flipped it ahead. Pooley to center ice. Chipped it through the legs of the defender, but it's knocked away. But Melindy played back for Sepego. Back inside the Newfoundland zone. Melindy gets it back. Leaves it for Estefan. Beautiful feed for Pooley through the middle. He's on a breakaway, and again he missed it high and wide.
Going to score tonight.
I think you're right. Pooley's going to continue to force Reading back in their own zone. Cockrell barely held on to that puck as Pooley head off for a line change. Here come the Royals out of their own zone. Jeremy Beaudry leaving that one back for Cockrell up on the right wing side. LaBelle, that's a strike at the knees, caught by Munson. He'll hang on. 7-5 the shots for Reading. 8:19 to go on the first. Still waiting for the first goal of the contest. No score here at Mile 1 Center. Coming up on our first intermission on Mixler, we'll hear from, of course, head coach John Snowden and one of the new fellas who picked up his first pro point last night, Mac Halliwell, formerly of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhound. Back to the line. There's a pad save. Munson, he is seeing the puck well. That much we can say here tonight. Here come the Growlers. Uh-oh, that's a turnover. Kept in. There's LaBelle just inside the blue line. His pass is stolen by Trey Bradley and pushed ahead for Conrad on the left wing. Dropped it right back for Bradley. Back to Conrad behind the goal. He'll free it up for Brazo in the right wing corner. Big old Brazo had that puck taken away, and LaBelle Slowly flipped it. Look at the rebounding from Mac Halliwell.
Great play.
Love that one down with ease, and look at him weave through neutral ice. He'll send it in deep. Ustamenko, shots are 8-5 Reading as the Growlers boot that one to hold the line, but Ferguson couldn't go skate to stick. And that allows the Royals to turn it right back over. Here's O'Brien on the right wing side, has a man on him as he walks into the corner. Played behind the net, Ferguson freed it up for Power, who tried to find O'Brien. That pass was blocked, but Power, tenacious on the puck, gets it and helps force the turnover. Duszak in on goal. That was blocked. Marcus Power thought he had a second opportunity, but he couldn't find the cage. Back behind the net again goes Ferguson. He's hit from behind by Knodel. Pulled away by O'Brien. Now he's involved in the fracas behind the net. Still caught underneath a sea of skates and worked free to Kapla. Back up top for Duszak. Kapla just inside the line, a drive. Loved and held by Ustamenko, and he will hang on. Slowly but surely, Brian, they're getting better and better here. That was good possession inside the offensive zone, but still nothing I would really call a grade A opportunity.
Well, it's a complete reversal of what we saw last night. By this time of the hockey game, the Newfoundland Growlers were on the cusp of coughing up a 3-0 lead as both goalies couldn't stop a beach ball. Tonight, a little different story. 14 shots, 8 for Reading, 6 for Newfoundland, no goals. Scoreless with 6:44 to the first intermission.
Melindy gets it off the offensive zone face-off, frees it up for Loup Chuck. Loup Chuck, he'll turn it over and had it stolen, and away comes Gooch on a partial break. And he comes on Munson, and he gets the poke check down and makes the save.
Great stop by Patrick Munson, who has been everything advertised here so far tonight in his first start in the ECHL, and he's been dynamite so far. That's his 9th save, and this one was really, really special because he was so crafty there. Perfect positioning, parlayed himself across, kind of gumbied over, across the crease, had the pad stack, got the stick out, did everything a goaltender should do to thwart a solo dash into your zone. He's been the story so far here in this opening period.
9 saves to his credit as the faceoff comes outside the Growler blue line. 6.5 minutes exactly remaining as the Growlers win the draw. Melindy back for Sapego. He'll snap it in after hitting center ice. Rolls into the right wing corner. Estefan throws a check. But the puck's taken away by Gooch. He'll skate it slowly ahead to center ice. Hitting the line and lifting it into the right wing corner. Sapego, he's the first one back for it. Under some pressure. Sends it to the line and held in by Reading. Spinning free is Cockrow. There's a shot off the stick of Munson and into the corner. Freed up. Sapego joins the rush. Nice feed there. Loup Chuck, a partial 2-on-1 into the slot for Estefan. That shot was blocked off a stick and into the protective mesh.
Well, the Edmonton native Giorgio Estefan looks to the heavens after getting a beautiful feed on a great three-way passing play. That would have been sweet had that one gone in.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 32nd season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, official signage provider; A&R Sports, official hockey accessory supplier; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Barron Rings, the official championship ring provider; BFL Canada Risk and Insurance; and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2020 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Emphasis Lighting, preferred lighting partner; Fairley Group, the official commercial insurance provider; Geico, the official auto insurance of the ECHL; Handbid, the official mobile auction app; Honig's, the official partner of the ECHL officiating team; Howie's Hockey Tape, they're back as the official hockey tape and lace provider. In Glasgow, they provide the official pucks. The Migrate Group, your source for game-worn jerseys. Ticket Galaxy, the official ticket resale partner. And Warrior, the official on-ice equipment provider of the ECHL. Catch all the live action in high definition by logging on to ECHL.tv. In case you're just joining us, it's no score. Shots are 9-6 in favor of the Royals, with 5:49 to go in the opening period. Face off in the offensive zone for Newfoundland. Brazo Conrad, Pooley, Halliwell, and Johnston out there looking for the game's first goal. Mackin to take the draw for Reading. To the right of Ustamenko we go. Mackin, he's going to get tossed out of the dot. Braden Lowe steps in. Pulled away by the Growlers, left-hand side. There's his shot attempt. That one comes all the way back to the blue line. Halliwell, his shot is blocked. Lands for Pooley along the left wing boards. He'll play it for Brazo down low. Right wing corner and back to the line for Halliwell. He'll step in and fire. That one was blocked, but that was a nice shot. Looking top corner there as Braden Lowe comes out to center and plays it ahead. Oh, an offside miss. There is a shot is fired wide by the Royals. Halliwell picks it back up, slams on the brakes and had it stolen. Back to the line it goes. Shot stopped by Munson. Back out in front, and it flutters just wide of the cage. 5:10 to go, and the Royals continue to buzz here. Back behind the goal line. Down and up goes Mackin as he pulls it out of the corner. Spins on a dime. Mackin still has it. Gets it across behind the goal. Up top for a drive and another pad save by Munson. He's been the best player on either side here in period number 1. Tonodal at center, flipped across and missed by DeChera, and away come the Growlers. Conrad, a rocket from center right into the catching mitt, and a smart play by Cole Conrad to help the goaltender. He forced him into hanging on to that one. Another offensive zone face-off coming up for the Growlers.
Conrad's been the busiest of the Growlers, at least outside of Patrick Munson between the pipes here tonight. He's had the best booties going, and he has been the most dangerous forward for the Newfoundland Growlers so far here tonight.
Still no goals to speak of, no score, under 5 minutes to go here in the first as Duzak gets it across for Kapla. Kapla spins away from a sneaky Goodrow and gets it back. Duzak looking for the long feed to Marcus Power. That's intercepted and brought in. That's Mitchell. His pass dropped off for LeBerge. He's upended by Duzak. Gets it back into the right wing corner. Frees it up, cross ice feed. Goodrow scores from the goal line. A nice shot, but it one that Munson maybe should have had. It's 1-0 Reading.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you. I think that was an absolutely phenomenal Goodrow-like shot. You see Johnny do it all the time in the NHL with the Calgary Flames, and there is his younger brother Matthew, and that was an absolutely pinpoint perfect shot under the bar. Whether Munson could have had it or not, to me, is irrelevant, because I think that was just a beautiful goal. And a 1-0 lead for Reading in their full marks, getting it at 15:46.
Yeah, I saw the replay, and I'll own up to that. That was a very nice shot.
It was gorgeous.
I hate admitting that shots from that sharp an angle should be going in.
Well, let's just call a spade a spade. You're a homer, and so was I. That's what we get paid to do.
But even when the Growlers do it, I feel like only Mario Lemieux did that on a regular basis.
Game has changed, as they say, and that was just a wonderful goal. Now it's time for the home team to kind of wake up a little bit.
Melindy inside the offensive zone. His shot blocked, and it tumbles out over the line. And Melindy had to retreat back to pick it up. Estefan at center. Nice feed ahead. What was wrong with that? Offside.
Well, you know what, Chris? This is what it was like last year in the inaugural season. The team, played a good game, had a couple crappy ones, played great for 3 or 4, kind of pooped the bed a little bit for a few, and then they finally got themselves together, and the rest is history. They won it all, but that's only early going. But this is a very young team, and credit Reading, man. They're playing a great road game. They've dressed 11 forwards and only 5 defensemen tonight, and they are looking fresh.
That tells me the Growlers, with the speed and skill they have, should be able to get in behind those overworked defensemen. That hasn't happened yet.
You might think so, but it might happen later, but not yet.
Bounced in on Munson. He'll throw the old leather lobster down, so now I'm up to 50 cents I owe you, Brian.
Oh, you said it as a quarter. I thought I said it at a...
Yeah, I said it was a quarter. There was no negotiation.
Oh, jeez, man. You're a hard cat to deal with sometimes, Ballard.
Face off to the
A
right.
quarter for the leather lobster? It's worth more than that, man. It's one of the classics, cliches of all time, as corny as it was.
That's true. It is worth far more than a quarter. I'll give you that.
You got that one right.
I just can't afford to give you what it's truly worth. Here comes Halliwell. His pass into the left wing corner for O'Brien toward the front of the goal. And a chip shot attempted there by That's Halliwell, but that one was blocked. The Growlers doing what they can to hold the zone. It comes out to center for Gooch. His shot into the catching mid of Munson. He'll hang on. I got to give Reading credit.
Absolutely,
yes, they're
Matt.
leading. They are playing a far better game than they played last night,
They certainly are.
especially in the first period.
Well, you know what? They weren't all that great last night. There may have been 3 or 4 players that stood out that did things. And
Mitchell was good last night. You know,
There were-
so was Kademi. DeChera had a couple of good shifts.
Swavely, who's not in the lineup tonight, had a couple of helpers, but solid player at this level.
Face-off pulled away by the Growlers. Almost coughed up by Newzak. He almost caught it in his skates there. Estefan flings it ahead for Kapla. He'll send it in deep. Ustamenko leaves it back. Sends it dangerously through the middle, but that's gonna connect. And it's chipped ahead by the Royals. Kapla unable to pull it out from between the linesman's skates. So DeChera, he'll work it down low. Mackin in the corner. He's knocked off the puck. Kapla stays with him. Freed up but turned over, and a high shot missed wide. 2:15 to go. Shots are 12-7 Reading. They lead it 1-0 thanks to Matt Gaudreau. Bradley trying to send a backhand free for Estefan. That one's booted ahead but corralled by Reading. And in comes Gaudreau again. You got to watch for that shot, and he tried it again,
Yes,
too.
sir.
Stopped this time by Munson. Estefan ahead for Pooley. He'll hit center ice and launch it in deep. Took a hop right out in front. Nobody there to tuck that one home as the Royals carry it out of their own zone and flip it across for LaBelle. A rolling puck and a rebound stopped by Munson. A penalty on the play as Melindy tackled his man in the corner. Let's not get too excited. I think the Growlers are going to the penalty box.
Well, Brazo almost scored on his own net. That's 2 rookies who almost put the puck past their netminder, Patrick Munson, here tonight. And you're right, James Melindy will go to the penalty box. It'll probably be a hook.
A hook it was. So with $1:39 remaining here in the first, the Growlers have a little more work to do. The period kind of getting away from them now. Shots are 15-7, and they trail by a goal.
Well, they're clearly second best in this opening period of play between these two teams, no doubt. Now Reading with a chance to get a 2-goal lead.
One back to the line, Kademi. He'll get the pass back from Beaudry. Cross ice, a nice feed and a nice shot, but they miss it wide. Hit thrown by O'Brien, puck freed up. It is Matt Bradley. He'll waste no time sending that one the length of the ice. Good start to this kill. As Beaudry settles it behind his net and charges ahead. His pass too far for LaBerge. Hustling back is Pooley, and that's a rare icing for the Royals. Face off to come back alongside Ustamenko. 32 seconds have elapsed off the James Melindy hooking minor. 1:07 remaining in the opening frame. I'm Chris Ballard. He's Brian Rogers. Thanks again for tuning in here this evening. Face off to the right of Ustamenko. Pulled back by the Growlers. Pooley lets it fly. It's off the outside of the goaltender's arm. The 8th shot of the game for Newfoundland.
And Pooley's what, 3rd?
Yeah, probably. Here come the Royals. Out of their own zone with some speed is Kademi. Chipped in. Munson thought about playing it. He'll stick it free for Halliwell. And he'll bounce one the length of the ice. 45 seconds to go in the opening period. Long pass connects with Kademi on the left wing. Trying to free it up there. Temporarily intercepted by Newzak, but kept in by Reading. Collected by Bradley, and again he'll send it out. 25 seconds to go. Delayed offside there. Hauled off by the officials. As Kapla launches one off his stick and out of play.
They're going to converse here, and I think he's going to get a penalty for delay a game.
You could hear it hit whatever it hit.
It went toward the Reading bench. Oh, boy. 40 seconds left in Melindy's hooking minor. 19.4 seconds remaining. And we have another penalty being called. I hope I'm wrong. I thought that I thought he indicated a 5-on-3, and that's exactly what he did. So the Newfoundland Growlers are facing a two-man Reading advantage with 19.4 seconds left. This could get tangly. They need to get out of this period down 1-0. He's trying to cut that Melindy minor in half before the first period comes to an end, and then you have to work on another penalty kill.
Bradley thankfully wins the draw, but he did so right back to his goaltender. So all of 2 seconds ticking off the penalties. But hey, 2 seconds is 2 seconds, I guess.
That's right.
To the left of Munson we go again. Another face-off win. Back for Kapla, rushing to it into the corner. Out-muscles his man, but couldn't get it out. 10 seconds to go. Big rebound in front. Garrett Johnston couldn't get it out. There's another shot, another big stop. He'll clear it this time, and that's going to do it for the first period.
Already.
More positives to take away from that than the majority of last night's game. But still a 5-on-3 for 21 seconds coming up to start the second period. Shots on goal in the first, 17-8 in favor of the Royals. The Growlers, Brian, have got some work to do.
Yep, well, it's only game 2, and it's going to be a long season, and this is going to be a real good hockey club, but they're getting out of the gate a little slow, shooting themselves in the foot an awful lot, not playing very good defense in their own zone, and they are a young hockey club that's going through some early season growing pains. But if you're a betting man, you're thinking the Growlers are going to be up around the top of the Northern Division this season, you're probably right. But slow start, and they've got lots of work to do. And let's see how they handle that when the second period gets underway as they face a two-man advantage for a certain amount of time. Well, that'll do it for the first period. 1-0 Reading on the goal by Matt Goodrow. A beauty it was. Let's send things to Bill Hart and Steve Callahan with Rogers here at Mile One Center for their first intermission. We'll hear from either Mac Halliwell or Michael Kapla of the Newfoundland Growlers. And coming up now on Mixler.com, here's Chris Ballard, and here's first.
All right, welcome back to the first intermission. I'm Bill Hart along with Steve Callahan. What a difference a day makes. Well, last night at this time, we were looking at a first period where 6 goals were scored. Both goaltenders on both sides looking a little soft. Tonight, entirely different. We have 2 goaltenders looking sharp, including the Growlers netminder Patrick Munson, who is making his first professional start, from what I understand.
Yep.
Lots of NCAA experience and looking great so far.
Really good, right out of Michigan Tech and on his way off a championship last year, which is good pedigree. You know, every game is like a pitcher. You know, some nights it's a Picasso and some nights you're painting with crayons and going outside the lines.
Right.
And well, tonight is a picturesque game of where you want your goaltender to be. But when a goaltender makes 12 saves in the first period, you're happy for him, but you're not real happy with your hockey team. That's on pace for 42 shots,
yes.
36 in the game. That's not a good recipe. They certainly want to tighten that up tonight. They don't want to get into another shootout like they did last night. They want to be a little bit more better, a little bit more crisper, sure. But they have to be happy with the way Munson has started in the goal tonight.
Well, actually ended up shooting 2 more times. So 14 saves so far in the first period on 15 shots. And if you don't believe us, take a look at some of these highlights here. You'll see what we're talking about. Check out this first one.
Yeah. And again, it's just quick like reflexes. The pucks are getting turned over. It's a tough position to play in goal when the puck gets turned over and you're not set, but I love the way he came right out past the blue paint. He really challenged the shooter there. He was back in his net, set for pucks going up the ice. Then when it got picked off, way out there, nothing to shoot at. Fantastic save. Great quick like reflexes, and that starts to give the team a little bit of confidence going forward that they know they can get there if somebody does make a mistake on their behalf.
And that's exactly how a number of the Reading Royals goals were scored last night on turnovers like that. And if that save didn't make you jump out of your seats, then this one definitely will.
Oh, for sure. And again, it's, you know, this is our Growlers moving the puck well, but then they get it turned over in the blue line. We've got a breakaway here, great speed, and again, a little forehand, backhand. He gets those legs coming across. You know, an incredibly athleticism. He earned his way on this team, don't forget, through a tryout, through an open camp. He had a great camp in Paradise and then ultimately off to Toronto as well, and it was just great acrobatics. He showed the confidence to be able to play at this level, and again, off to a great start with some acrobatic saves. You love to see those saves as a fan, but as a coaching staff, they really drive you nuts because they come off turnovers. So
he made a number of stops like that in the first 20 minutes of this game, but if you keep putting pressure, you just can't stop them all, and you really can't blame Munson for this Reading goal.
No, and again, when you're pumping shots on goal and you're getting things through, those things are going to happen. It's scrambling play, pucks get turned over, and then all of a sudden you start losing your man. and then it's just getting shots coming across, getting off empty net, missed opportunity. I mean, he's almost on the back of the crease, on the back of the goal line. Those pucks can't go in. It's not a goaltender's fault. It's just one that finds its way through the seams, finds its way over to the shooter. But everybody got running around. You can see here on the screen, there's no box formation, there's no man. 3 guys looking at the shooter over there. Certainly not textbook hockey, not defensive zone coverage that you want to see. But that shot went in nice and tight. You can see the frustration on Munson's part as well. You know, he's playing hard, he's earning his start. Certainly doesn't want to give up that goal, but it's not his fault. Man sort of left untouched.
Well, you know, here's a sure sign of a good goaltender. Yes, he was visibly upset, but he did make a number of great saves after that. He seems mentally well into his game, and a great addition to this Newfoundland Growlers squad, who has lost 2 of its goaltenders to other teams. As a matter of fact, it's worth saying, too, that Eamon McAdam, who played for us last year, is now a member of the Adirondack Thunder. And congratulations to him, he won his first game last night.
Oh, good.
So, Eamon, if you are watching, and I don't think you are, congratulations. All right, those are some of the highlights in the first period, and so far it's been a dandy game, so stick around. We're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back in a few moments on Rogers TV and EastLink.
All right, girls.
Mom, you said it's played again.
Workplace injuries hurt the most at home.
Hi, I'm Peter Halley.
And I'm Kathy Hicks.
And we are here in the very beautiful Masonic Theater, which is home to us at Spirit of Newfoundland Productions.
It's a theater in need of protection, so we have established a restoration fund.
Spirit of Newfoundland is a proud sponsor of Rogers TV.
Welcome to The Experience, O'Reilly's Irish Newfoundland Pub. A place to meet your friends, have a bite, and move your feet to live music every night. A rollicking good time that will dance in your heart for years to come.
If you want convenience, Marie's Mini Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
This is a story about connections between donors, recipients, and all the people that bring them together. From blood and plasma, to stem cells, to organs and tissues. Something we can do today and know that because of us, someone else is waking up healthy tomorrow. Because we can all be the reason, the connection, that keeps Canada's lifeline going. Canadian Blood Services. Book your donation today at blood.ca.
And welcome back to the first intermission on Rogers TV and EastLink. It's Bill and Steve. Now, those last highlights, we saw great saves from Patrick Munson, but let's give credit where credit is due. The Newfoundland Growlers offensively also put the Reading goaltender through his paces.
Last night, you know, they did have a lot of guys that came into their own, got their first points in the season, showed some offensive talent, which showed that we're going to have a depth team this year, which is even that much more better because they complemented the veterans. But having said that, there was some testy play there tonight by Reading as well.
Yes.
You know, Newfoundland came out. They had a nice breakaway opportunity. They stretched the ice out real good, and they had a lot of zone play. Even though they didn't generate a lot of shots, there was a lot of zone play. I'd like to see the D get the puck off a little quicker. They seem to just wait for that little extra second, wait for everybody to set up in their zone and stuff like that. I'd like to see the shots come a little quicker. I'd like to see them jump on the net a little bit more. But their zone play was good. Their entries were good. They established a good cycle, some good plays around the boards and end zone, but they just didn't generate enough on net. And I think they'll fine-tune that, and they'll have a much better period.
Well, you made light of it that there are a number of new faces on this Newfoundland Growlers squad this year, and one of those, Brian Rogers had a chance to speak with earlier, Growlers defenseman Mac Halliwell, and talk about his rise from junior ranks to professional hockey.
Thanks, guys. Our first intermission with the rookie defenseman Mac Halliwell, number 11 of your Newfoundland Growlers, the pride of Niagara Falls, Ontario. Mac, first of all, congratulations for turning pro, signing that National Hockey League entry contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Being a youngster from Southern Ontario, dreams do come true.
Yeah, for sure. I was always idolized the Leafs growing up, being not too far from there, so to sign with them was a great achievement for me.
You obviously have history with Toronto GM Kyle Dubas. He was in Sault Ste. Marie like you were with the Greyhounds for all those years, coming off an outstanding season in your final campaign in the OHL. Tell me about that stepping stone to turn pro.
Yeah, for sure. Last year was great. I loved my coaches there. All my coaches were great. They were first year there, but they helped me out a lot there and played a lot of minutes, and then I was able to get here.
Well, the more you play, the more points you put up, obviously, and that has to really be a springboard for you when it comes to being mentally and physically prepared for the rigors of turning pro, because let's face it, it's a big step coming out of the major junior.
Yeah, for sure. I got a little taste of it last year when I played with the Marlies in playoffs after my season ended. So just play a couple of games there. It was good to head into my summer knowing what I had to do, what I needed to improve on to head into this season.
So, Mac, be honest here now. What did you know about Newfoundland and Labrador before you landed here after training camp?
I didn't know too much. I just knew a couple of the guys who played on the team last year. They just said it was a good place to play. It was a little cold, but it was a good fan base, a good place to play.
Hockey weather, bud. You're in the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean. Did you think it was going to be tropical?
No, for sure. I played in Sault Ste. Marie for 5 years, so I got a little taste of it. But yeah.
Yeah, you did. So I didn't mean to throw that out there. I just tried to get a smile to get you to crack there a little bit, whatever. But I know that you're a steadfast young guy, and you're pumped to play well. Tell me about some of the attributes of your game and what makes you the player that Toronto wanted when they signed you.
I think I'm a good skater and good passer, able to get the puck up into the forwards' hands, let them do what they want to do, and then also be able to jump up in the play and add a little offense to my game.
So with the group that you've integrated in here with so far, how do you find it?
I find it good. I think we have a lot of pieces that like to play offense, but work hard to get the puck back in the D zone, so it's going to work well together. I got to ask you this too, Mac. Are you fond of fish? Because, you can almost go down to the harbor. No, you wouldn't want to drag out fish into the harbor, but this is a place where we predicate our lifestyles around fish and good things like that. Good for you, too, at the same time. Yeah, for sure. I've had it a little bit here when I was at training camp with the Leafs, so getting used to it. I like it a good amount. So, yeah, it's good. Well, Mac, thank you so much for joining us on our broadcast. Good luck in your rookie campaign with the Newfoundland Growlers. Defending ECHL champions must make you feel pretty good stepping into that jersey, number 11, and go out there and do your thing every night. Yeah, for sure. They got a banner raising going the first game, so that should be good. And then hopefully add another one here this year. Attaboy. Mac Halliwell, rookie defenseman with your Newfoundland Growlers. Now let's go back to the studio.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. I like this kid. He got his first point last night, +1, his first 2 penalty minutes in his first pro game. A great defenseman and a storied career, as you just heard, with the Sioux Greyhounds.
Yeah. When you're coming off a major junior career like that, when you're able to put up the points that he was able to do with the Greyhounds, it's just a quality organization. They've been a phenomenal team over the last number of years. But when you're able to put up the offensive numbers, you don't lose that. You're going to be able to bring that to the next level. But you got to learn, obviously, the pro game and what's involved with that, and being able to play against bigger, stronger opponents, especially on the defensive side. So once those things come to him, that's going to be just a gem of a defenseman for this organization when he learns to play at the pro level, because the offensive skills, they never leave. And when you have those at this level, you're going to carry them on to the next. It's just a matter of adapting your game, getting used to the speed, the decision-making. And once you obtain that, he's going to be a gem to have on this team.
It's scary thinking how good he is going to be. And he's still young. I have T-shirts older than this kid. And I'm telling the Growlers fans, there's another name you're going to want to get on your next jersey for sure. We're going to take a short break here, and we'll be back as the first intermission continues on Rogers TV and EastLink.
Hey! The lift wasn't working and he was in pain, so I tried to lift him on my own. Yes, it's bad. I'll need help.
Can I help you with that?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Workplace injuries hurt the most at home.
Spirit of Newfoundland has been delivering laughter, love, music, and magic.
From our all-star cast and crew, bringing you the best dining and entertainment experience all year round.
Spirit of Newfoundland.
Proud sponsors of Rogers TV.
Welcome to the experience, O'Reilly's Irish Newfoundland Pub. A place to meet your friends, have a bite, and move your feet to live music every night. A rollicking good time that will dance in your heart for years to come.
If you want convenience, Marie's Mini Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
When I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is put on my yarn.
Jaylen's been able to have the prosthetics and have the support that she needs because of the people who donate to the war amps.
My aunt helps me to pick flowers.
She can do things on her own. She doesn't need someone else to do it for her.
I love all the pretty colors of flowers, but yellow's my favorite color.
And welcome back to the first intermission. I'm Bill Hart along with Steve Callahan. Growlers behind 1-0, and they face a little uphill battle as they start the second period. They're going to be 2 men down for about 40 seconds or so. And I'm telling you, the Reading Royals have really shown that they're just offensively tit for tat with the Newfoundland Growlers so far.
Last night was their first game in history of their organization where they opened up with a 6-goal performance, so they can put the puck in the net. You don't want to put this team on the power play. Last night they were clicking at 33% on the power play last night. I know it's only a 1-game sample, but when you're taking those opportunities, they're going to put the puck in the net. This is a huge kill for Newfoundland. They want to make sure that they get this off, get this down, and get this off the board and get back to 5-on-5 hockey. It's not the way they want to start a second, but they're going to go after it and make sure that they kill. Obviously, when both teams have good power plays, then both penalty kills were suffering last night. So they need to really tighten up those numbers, really make sure. This will be a huge momentum boost for Newfoundland if they can get through this power play.
Oh yeah, they're showing signs of how great this team is offensively. As you mentioned last night, the core group is still there. I mean, the names you know, the Powers, the Poolies, and such. But these new players, and of course it'll take a while to get used to them, and net as well. But also Michael Kapla, who is wearing an A on his Newfoundland Growlers jersey, and it's very rare. As a coach, you'll understand this too. You walk into a new dressing room and assume a leadership role this early. He comes with a bit of an NHL pedigree. He played 5 games with the New Jersey Devils, and of course with their AHL farm club. So we've got the leadership, we've got some offense, and so far Munson's looking great in goal. It's just the defense, I guess, we have to tighten up a little bit.
Well, it was beautifully pointed out by Brendan McCarthy today in the Telegram that, this team has a target on their chest now every time.
They do.
They are now going to be the measuring stick for the East Coast Hockey League for this year. And it's going to be, it's going to be every night they're going to have to be their best because the other teams want to make sure that they're getting their W's, they're getting their 2 points, their 4-point games against the defending champions.
Right.
So Reading that came out last night, they managed to get that game. They scrapped their way back in. They showed the character, and obviously this is a huge game for them as well. They'd love to be able to come in here and grab the 4 points for Newfoundland. This would be a good split for Newfoundland. This would be a good opportunity for the Growlers Hockey Club to get their first win at home. They started on the road last year, and to get that win at home and to start those good habits, get refocused. Huge penalty kill coming up. We want to make sure they get that. They'll be successful.
Newfoundland Growlers opening up the season with 5 games at home. Their next game Tuesday night against these very same Reading Royals, and then next weekend the rivalry intensified. The only 2 Canadian teams in this league, the Brampton Beast, will be dropping by for a visit, and it's going to be extra special again for Growlers fans as it's the official ECHL Kelly Cup ring ceremony.
Oh, wow. I mean, those 2 teams really have a good heated battle.
That's right.
And we're so tight last year and just brought out the best in each other, and that's what you want to see. So the party continues here. Last night the banner raised, tonight the minis, next week ring night. That's going to be fantastic and real special nights involved.
Well, I'll tell you, this upcoming season there are plenty of great fun nights for you and the family to enjoy, so make some plans. Check out the promo schedule on the Growlers website and purchase your tickets at the Mile One Center box office or mile1center.com. We're watching some great hockey here. It's even better when you're sitting in the seats here at the Mile One Center. All right, we're wrapping things up here for the first intermission. We're going to throw it back now to Chris Ballard and Brian Rogers with the call on Rogers TV and Eastling.
Back into this hockey game, down a goal, 1-0 after 20 minutes of play.
And it'll come down to Matt Bradley, Garrett Johnston.
And I believe that's
Matt
Hollowell,
who was Mixler guest of yours in the
That's right.
first intermission, and he also was our guest on Rogers and Eastlink TV in the first intermission. So it will be Michael Kapla, the Eau Claire, Wisconsin native, coming up in our second intermission on Rogers and Eastlink.
Well, I might as well have him on Mixler too then, Brian.
I figured you. I dangled that for you.
I've got Kapla and Brady Ferguson, but we've got a full 20 minutes ahead as that one is down inside the Reading zone. Already only 11 seconds to go. On the James Melindy Minor, the 5-on-3. LaBelle on the right wing side walks down into the corner. Played up top, DeChera back for Canodal as Melindy's back out there. And the Royals fire it over the cage. Now a 5-on-4 advantage for Reading for 1 minute and 15 seconds. In the right wing corner, the Growlers doing a good job keeping that one pinned. It rolls out for Gaudreau. He misplays it, but frees it back up. Cross ice feed finds DeChera along the right wing boards. He'll take a moment, finding Canodal at the blue line, right back to DeChera. He saw last night what he can do, rather, with a nice shot, but he was stopped this time. The Growlers get it to the line and no further. That one stopped by Munson. Dangerous rebound, but he's able to get it out of harm's way. Bouncing puck in the corner. Nice job by Melindy to knock his man down. And with 40 seconds to go in the penalty, Mac Halliwell skates it to the blue line and sends it out. 30 seconds to go on this man advantage as Canodal lumbers out to center. Chipped into the right wing corner by the Royals. Pooley's going to launch that one to the line. It's held in by Cockerell. Left-hand side, back up top for Beaudry. And that one gloved and held by Patrick Munson. 13 seconds left on the penalty kill, and a pretty good one, Ryan.
Yeah, that's good stuff to see. That hopefully will be the momentum changer that this Growler Hockey Club needs after that first period of play. They're lucky it was only 1-0. Let's be very frank and honest. Patrick Munson made that possible. And now they're 13 seconds away from getting out of this mess unscathed.
And it's taken by Sapego, who sends a backhand the length of the ice. 5 seconds to go. Duzak's on his feet. The Growlers have killed off the 5-on-3. Back to 5 aside we go, but the Royals get the puck. There's LeBears curling back toward the middle, and it's stolen away by Kapla. And now the Growlers look ahead with speed. There's a feed intended for Loup Chuck. That one out of his reach. That's Ustimenko out of his cage to play it. The Growlers recover, centering pass. There's a shot. Rebound in front for Loup Chuck. What a stop on a backhand by Ustimenko, and that sends the Royals back the other way. What an opportunity. Loup Chuck looking for his first Growler goal. Played ahead, too far for Marcus Power. At center, Kademi flips a backhand. Back down inside the Newfoundland zone. I don't want to tell you the shots on goal here, folks. They are 20-10 in favor of Reading. As Brady Ferguson plays it into the corner, hoping for the members' bounce, was Marcus Power. That's knocked away. Now we got a one-on-one. Left wing side, slamming on the brakes, trying to find an open man. There for Reading, that was Hodgson, and a penalty called on the play. And I think the Growlers are going to the power play, it might seem. Or maybe I'm wrong.
I think it was just a high stick that made contact, Chris. I don't think there's a penalty here. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it was high sticking. Not high sticking on a player, but
yeah,
a high stick made contact.
I put my head down for 10 seconds, not 10 seconds, 2 seconds. Anyway, back underway as that puck was misplayed by the Reading defense. They're going to send that one in off a stick, no icing. That allows Mac Halliwell to, an opportunity to try and get it out. He'll advance for Brazo behind the back. That pass landed. Up on the left wing side, Trey Bradley with some speed, trying to get that one back, knocks his man down, and he'll get the puck. Bradley in the right wing corner. Conrad joins the rush as Bradley pulls it free. Trying to send it back to the point. That's going to be broken up. Skated to center by Hodgson. Ooh, another close to being offside there as Conrad scoops it back up for Newfoundland. Now for Trey Bradley once again. Bradley lets that puck go wide of the defense. Rolls into the right wing corner. He'll pick it right back up.
Looking good.
That pass, that's a good shift for Trey Bradley. Couldn't do it all himself, though, as Beaudry races back. His shot off the blocker of Munson right to the blue line. And the Growlers hoping to catch a break here as Matt Bradley gets it in the left wing corner. Bradley, back up top for Sapego. Cross ice feed, Molindi for Pulio, one-timer, and that's off a body blocked in front. 4 minutes gone here in the period. Glove down, and the Growlers stay on side and hold it in with a drive, rebound in front. Ustamenko throws the trapper down there. 15:54 to go in the period. Still 1-0 Reading. Shots 21-12.
Ustamenko looking pretty solid, although he's only faced the 12, but he's made a couple of fine saves. Looks like the Growlers are starting to find their skating legs here now, and they're starting to move the puck a little bit better. They just need to get some traffic in front. They're not really going that hard to the net, Chris. And in the result, they're being kept to the outside, and that's why Ustamenko is able to make a relatively easy save. They're inching up here a little bit. They're being dominated in the first period on the shot clock, 17-8.
And the face-off one to James Molindi. He'll play it down low. Ferguson had it hop over his stick. Sapego activates off the blue line to hold it in. Played it down into the corner. Lifted into the air and gloved down by O'Brien. He was spilled. And now it's a 3-on-2 back for Reading, but a nice stick lift by Sapego. Breaks that up, but he can't get it out. Into the air and off the mesh. That's going to be a whistle. Face-off ought to come outside with 4.5 minutes gone here in the second period.
That's one thing I've really noticed here tonight. Last night's game certainly was not a picture-perfect performance by either team, any stretch of the imagination. But the one thing the Growlers have really struggled with here tonight, Chris, and not to be a negative ninny on it, is they're having great difficulty getting the puck into their own zone. And a lot of their decisions are being hurried, and the reason being, because the other team's skating the dickens out of them.
There's the shot from the line, seen easily in Glovetown by Patrick Munson, and another face-off coming inside the offensive zone here for the Reading Royals.
Just observations, nothing critical here, but it's going to be a fun season again as the Growlers want to make it a repeat of the the championship banner that hangs here at Mile 1 Center finally.
It's cool to be able to say that.
Absolutely, after 30 years, you betcha.
Duzak behind his own goal. Matty Gaudreau all over him. He plays a beautiful feed ahead for O'Brien. He'll flip it behind the defense. Another nice pass as Power comes in. All the way behind the net, out in front for Ferguson. And he healed the shot. And now Reading looks to turn it back. Drop pass to Chara. Now it's a 2-on-1 with Gaudreau. He scores. Holding and firing is Frankie DeChara. That's 2 goals for him in the last 2 nights and a 2-0 lead for Reading.
And another great shot by DeChara, who rifled one by Zhukov last night, and now he has picked up his second goal this weekend, second of the season, and it comes even strength at 5:04, and the Reading Royals have a 2-0 lead.
Just for context's sake, I'll say this. Looking back at last season, the first time the Growlers lost back-to-back games, that didn't happen until the first week of December. Just saying. Different year, different hockey club. Back-to-back wins or losses at this time of year. Not the be-all and end-all, but just for context's sake, that's all. 14:50 to go. That puck out of play. DeChara at 5:04 has made it 2-0.
Matty Gaudreau had the only helper, Chris, on that goal by DeChara, so it's DeChara's second from Gaudreau, even strength 5:04, 2-0 Reading.
At center ice we go. Pulled away by Reading. LeBerge played it back for Canodal, the assistant captain for Reading. Played in deep. Halliwell holds it off the backboards. Matt Bradley couldn't get it out. Canodal a drive, stopped by Munson. Puck loose in the corner. Growlers again having some trouble getting control of the puck in their own zone. A redirection in on Munson. That one stopped, and we could have a 2-on-2 break. Loup Chuck and Estefan in over the line. Flipped across for Loup Chuck. His shot. That one pinballed off a body and wide. Collected back up. Halliwell down low for Estefan. He's got a man in Mitchell all over him. Loup Chuck trying to pull it away as well. Pinned on the boards away from the puck was Loup Chuck there. No breaks for the Growlers yet here tonight as LeBerge pulls it back in his own zone. Being watched by Estefan. He'll force the turnover. Here comes the trailer. Garrett Johnston lets it fly, and it's off the shin pads of the Reading defense. Played back down low for Loup Chuck. Sneaking in off the line is Sapego. A weak shot stopped by Ustamenko, and hitting center ice and chipping it in is Kononal. 25-12 are the shots right now for Reading as the Growlers stuck in neutral right now. Cockrell across for Beaudry at the blue line, knocked away by Pooley. Colt Conrad gets it back for Newfoundland. Melindy back for Sapego, right back to the captain Melindy, and now Conrad weaves his way ahead. On the right wing side into the corner, centering tries off a body. Melindy in on goal, a rebound. Brazo got a whacking after it, but he couldn't get it by the goaltender. 13:08 to play here in the second. Still 2-0 Reading.
Well, they finally get credit for a shot on goal there after that little bit of a flurry, but it's been tough sledding so far tonight for your Newfoundland Growlers.
And fans, be sure to check out ECHL.tv, the live streaming destination for the 2019-2020 season. Catch all the latest action from across the Premier AA Hockey League, including multi-game, high-definition view and playback functionality on your PC, mobile, and OTT devices. Visit ECHL.tv today to get into the game and never miss the action. And in our out-of-town scoreboard here, Brian, I think we have one final. The Brampton Beasts, their home opener, the Canadian rivals here of the Newfoundland Growlers, dropping that home opener 4-3 to the defending Western Conference champion Toledo Walleye. Josh Kessner in the lineup for Toledo today. One shot on goal for penalty minutes and nothing else. .13:08 to go here in the second period. You'd like to see the Growlers just keep the puck pinned in the offensive zone for the next 13 minutes. You really need to get some sustained pressure, get all of these talented skaters, give them all a handful of touches with the puck, get used to it at this level, and good things will happen. But Reading has proven to be a bit pesky here in the first two games of the season.
They've been really good. They've been the better team.
They have been. That's a fact. Face off to the left of Ustamenko. Ferguson and the Super Noofs, O'Brien and Power out there with Duzak. And Duzak off the draw, able to keep it in on a backhand. Beaudry quickly scoots ahead to steal. Skates in wide on the left wing side, still with it. He'll pass it right to Joe Duzak, who lifts it into the air. O'Brien bounding after it in the offensive zone. He'll beat out the icing. O'Brien, left wing corner, trying to free it up for Marcus Power. They're bumped off the puck as it rolls to center ice. Kapla, he'll have to get all the way back in his own end to retrieve this one. Kapla behind the goal, being double teamed. Out in front it goes, and that one's blocked. O'Brien looks to control the rebound. He'll spin away beautifully from Hodgson as Duzak hits center. Staying on side as Ferguson breaks into the right wing. His shot on the backhand missed wide. Along the left wing boards, Kapla unable to hold it. Now it's a 2-on-1, Hodgson and Lowe. Hodgson fires and he missed it wide.
Oh, a good save there, Chris.
Ooh, I didn't
Munson
think
got a piece of it.
It is a nice save. Staying on. What a move, O'Brien. He's in a one-on-one against the goaltender, and his shot was blocked. I think there needs to be a bit more urgency in getting those pucks toward the cage. Duzak behind the net. Works it up top for Garrett Johnston. His shot is blocked as it rolls out over the blue line and again to neutral ice.
Johnny Skate's gone low.
In come the Growlers on the right wing side. Duzak stayed out there. Leaves it. Estefan curls to the middle. Out in front. That ricocheted off a Royals defender and somehow stayed out. Radley, a little flutter puck there. Just missed wide. Growlers having a good shift here, but they can't keep it in as it's flipped out by Olivier LaBelle. He'll chase down Matt Bradley. Head up there, Brads. He got out of the way there of LaBelle barreling in as DeChara. He'll turn it right over, and away comes Halliwell leading the rush for Newfoundland. Sweeps it across, gets it back, plays the pass into the corner. Out in front, Loup Chuck back into the skates. The Growlers are almost a step ahead of themselves here. They got to settle it down, keep it simple, and just start getting pucks on net. It sounds like a cliche, but it's only a cliche because it's true most of the time. And the Growlers will get an opportunity for an offensive zone face-off on account of the Royals icing.
Well, my thought on that, and it's a good point, is you got to work harder. Plain and simple. Work harder. Move your feet. Let's go, boys. Time to wakey. Smell the coffee. We're almost halfway home here in the second. You're down 2-0. Bingo shot 25-13 and beaten in every facet of the hockey game. Let's turn the page here. Get her going.
One back by the Royals in their own end. But Conrad's going to hold it. He'll fling it toward the goal. Nothing Pooley could do with that one as it's chipped back to center ice. Corey Mackin. He and Kapla will bump as the puck rolls all the way down. Inside the Newfoundland zone, Melindy looks to move it out quickly. Along the left wing boards, had it stolen, and away comes Gaudreau. Gaudreau, soft backhander right. Into the glove of Munson, and he will hang on.
Well, 26-13. The shots on goal, 2-0 Reading. Goals by Matt Goodrow and Frank DeChera. Goodrow is first, DeChera second, and Matt Goodrow with the only assist on DeChera's goal.
Brian, you want to do us a solid and call the next couple of minutes here? I think we got to work on, there might be some issues here with the stream.
All right, Christopher, I'll pick it up and do the best I can for you.
I can trust you.
All righty, face off inside the zone, pulled away, and now it'll be Joe Duzak looking on the other side for back Halliwell. That didn't work. Now it's gobbled up here, and they're going to call it offside as Zach O'Brien pulled it back. I beg to differ, but that puck appeared to be right on the blue line. But Darryl Butt has a different opinion of that call. 9:42 gone here in the second period. The Reading Royals in the second of a three-game set with a 2-0 lead after ruining banner raising ceremony night in the season opener last night, winning 6-5. Trailing 3-0 midway through the first. They came back, scored 2 goals within 10 seconds in the third. That was the difference. Meanwhile, puck deep inside the Reading zone as they battle along the boards, trying to free it up. Brady Ferguson with Justin Brazeau. Ferguson whirls and fires. That's blocked. Halliwell jumped the gun, tried to jump in there too quickly, lost control, backpedals, and plays to Duzak. Duzak's pass into the skates of Brazeau, delayed offside. Now it'll come out here as far as center. Gobbled up there by Kademi. He'll drip it wide off the end boards, and Halliwell there. Turned it over. And away by Ferguson, playing it up the wing for Zach O'Brien as they try to generate some offense, but they're being stymied there at the Reading blue line. Chris, it's all yours.
Thank you, Brian. Gooch in on the right wing side. Dropped off there for a drive. That one wide of the cage. Reading in the left wing corner, continuing to buzz. Doubling up the Growlers on the shot clock. There's another one. That one turned away off the goal stick of Munson. Left wing corner, Mackin. His pass through the middle. Temporarily chipped away by Halliwell. He can't get control. Mackin does. Through the middle, a quick one-timer. That one kicked away by Munson. Cockrow inside his blue line, 9 minutes to go. Walks across the line, his shot wide of the cage, and pouncing on that loose biscuit was Patrick Munson. 8:53 to go here. I'm a little surprised, Brian, at the effort here tonight. I thought lessons would have been learned the hard way last night. I expected a lot more, if I can be honest, out of our Growlers, and I haven't seen a ton yet.
Yeah, well, I thought the same, but hey, other teams make it extremely difficult to play your game when they're well-schooled and they're pumped up and ready to be here. They've been here for what'll be a week before it's all said and done, so they're enjoying their stay here on the Rock. They're playing very well, too.
The Growlers have control behind their own cage. That's Pago. One thing I do like about that young man's game is he's got a great first pass. That breakout pass from him, he's got good vision. And over the line, Loup Chuck flipped back toward the middle through the skates of Estefan. And the Growlers can't maintain the puck. Nice hit there by Melindy. He almost put his man into the bench there as the Growlers find Loup Chuck at center. Left wing, he'll thread the needle in deep and give chase. Mitchell plays it away, took a funny hop down there, but Canodal steady as always on the back end, flip to the line. Sapego from his knees, crushed by Mitchell. A dirty play. And he's staying on top of the poor rookie as well. He should know better. That's disgusting. Come on, a veteran presence like that. I know he's fine. Come on.
It's the game of hockey, Chris.
Doesn't have to be played that way.
Well,
Either way, the Growlers will be up a man with 8:01 to go here in the second period as Cepego, slow to his feet, dusts himself off and skates across. Melindy, none too pleased with the activity on the ice.
Well, Mitch is a little over the top. That's what makes him a good leader and an excellent hockey player. There was a bit of a nasty hit on a youngster that was down. It's all part of the game. Cepego appears none worse for the wear. He's back up and over to the bench. He's a good-looking young player. He's going to be just fine after an inauspicious start in his pro debut last night. But numbers are numbers, and if you get wrapped up in that, you can lose your marbles sometimes. Mitch will serve 2 or less, and the Growlers need a goal, so less would be good.
And the face-off will come to the right of Ustamenko. Ferguson, Power, Duzak, O'Brien, and Estefan. 1 defenseman, 4 forwards. You almost feel like you gotta score here. Couples to the line, Duzak, it rolled up on him. He's able to play it back down low. Fighting for it, the Royals win the battle and clear this home. Munson, way out of his cage, fakes a slap shot. I don't think I've ever seen a goalie take a slap shot. Taken back by Duzak.
Marty Brodeur, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Ron Hextall?
I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe not to a puck. Here come the Growlers through the middle. O'Brien trying to feed a backhand across. It's stolen, and now a shorthanded breakaway. Braden Lowe, look at the hustle from Duzak to get back and force him into a piddly one-handed shot. A nice hustle back from Duzak, but still the Growlers not showing a ton of life here.
There's Omi, though. He's showing a bit of life. He goes into the corner with one of the Reading Royals, and it was almost like they were wrapped up together having a little chit-chat. I'm not sure if they are buddies or played together once upon a time, but it was more like a love tap than anything else. But it was kind of cool to see. That was Baudry and O'Brien. They may have played together.
Very well could have. Face off to the right of Munson inside the Newfoundland zone. Still a minute 21 remaining on the Newfoundland power play. Halliwell inside his own zone. Picks it up in the corner. Sends a pass across. And away comes Conrad to center. Wheeling into the offensive zone. Brazo flipped ahead. Back for Conrad. Ties up his man. Puck hacked away. Pooley holds the line. Snapped along, pardon me, the right wing boards. Back to Halliwell. Now it's Conrad. Conrad through a crowd. A good low shot. Good shot selection, but couldn't beat the goaltender. Way out of his cage comes Munson, and he'll play a beautiful pass for Loup Chuck, who finds Conrad on the right wing. Lets it fly. That was a nice play, but missed wide. 39 seconds to go in the man advantage. Conrad in the left wing corner. All kinds of time. Back for Halliwell. Across to the right-hand corner. Pulling it on goal. His shot missed wide. Conrad back to the line. Halliwell steps in and rips. And that one missed wide as well. Are we trying too hard to pick corners here, Brian?
I don't know. It's almost like they're the old Tom Watts story. You don't have to paint me Picasso, paint me a barn. Get it on the net.
At center ice, Garrett Cockrell with only 8 seconds to go. The man advantage flings it ahead. Bradley able to get it back for Estefan. But we are back to 5 aside with 6 minutes exactly remaining in the second period. And away comes Estefan. In on the right-hand side with speed. Sneaks it behind the net. Now the other side, Matt Bradley. He'll bump with Mitchell down there and play it back down low. Behind the net is Estefan. Centering try. That was blocked, but he will work it back for Duzak. His shot redirected. What a stop by the netminder, Ustamenko. He's only seen 14 shots, but he's stopped them all. 2-0 Reading. 5:38 to go in the second.
Anyways, back to that point. I know you were upset a little bit on the hit on Cepego with Garrett Mitchell, but that's the type of game Garrett Mitchell plays. That's the type of game he's always played. Is he rambunctious? Absolutely. Does he get the heart of a lion? He sure does. And some of the nicest guys in the game are the maggots that played rat-like hockey for many times. You've seen it. We've all seen it over the years. And that's just the makeup of certain players. But then you look at a Garrett Mitchell, and away from that, he'd be the first one at the Jane May Hospital. He'd be the first one to help a youngster or help an elderly couple in despair. That's the type of guy he is. Overall, a wonderful person. When he puts on the jersey, he shows his Regina roots and his Garth Murray love affair that he had as a youngster when Murr was his mentor growing up. in Regina. So he's a feisty kind of player coming from the old school kind of cloth. And it was a bit of a nasty hit. He paid his penalty. He sat his 2 minutes. Unfortunately, the Growlers were firing blanks like they have been since the start of the third period last night. It is rather, I'm not going to say concerning, it's eye-opening to say the least, but hey, listen, there's no S's on the jerseys down there. Outside of the S in Growlers at the end of it. So they're a young hockey club off to a slow start. They've got a lot of learning to do, and it's going to take a while for those young guys stepping in here to realize how good a league this is. And it doesn't matter how high of a draft pick they were or what kind of contract they signed, they're going to have to earn their keep here. So they're getting an eye-opening lesson here this weekend, Chris, on how good this league is. Maybe they didn't think it might have been quite up to scratch.
Face off to the left of Kirill Ustimenko. As the Growlers, I mean, if you can get one here before the end of the period.
Well, force them into some saves. I mean, good saves. Get some good shots on goal.
Matt Bradley gets it in the left wing corner and tried to work it up top. That didn't connect as it's flipped away by Redding. Nice pass there from Duzak. That'll start a rush as Trey Bradley tumbles one in. Into the corner and freed up quickly by the Royals. They'll move it ahead. Now out with speed is Hodgson on the right wing side. He's quickly met by Michael Kapla. Chip free. Trey Bradley in a battle for it, and he lost that battle to Garrett Cockrell. Trying to flip a backhand pass. That's going to be stolen. Nice effort there, but it's not onside. They'll have to tag up.
That was a dandy play by Hodgson.
5 minutes to go here in the second period. 30 shots in already on Patrick Munson, and he stopped 28 of them. The Growlers haven't found the back of the net. Here come the Royals to center. LaBerge had Marcus Power all over him. Sneaking in was Yates. He was stopped by Munson as the Growlers move it ahead. Ferguson had it stolen. Fighting to get it back. At least Marcus Power was able to get it back into neutral ice. Canodal in his own zone through the middle. Kademi high into the air. Bounces right in on Munson. Forced him to play it. He'll find Marcus Power. Good puck handler, this Patrick Munson.
Yes, he is, and he needs to be.
He's come out. He's not afraid of it either. He's come out and challenged and played pucks almost to the blue line. Here come the Growlers through the middle. Marcus Power, his eyes as big as saucers, but he couldn't find a shot. LaBerge sends one into the offensive zone. Good little chip by Halliwell to keep it away from Kademi. And the Growlers get it back with under 4 minutes to play. 31-14 are the shots here. Played ahead by Power into the left wing corner. Ferguson out the other side. Brazo back to the line and a broken stick. One-timer from Halliwell, and he couldn't get a stick quick enough from the bench. And now it's an odd man rush back for Redding. Nice job by the forward group to tie him up, and now Brazo's away. On the right wing side, a one-on-one. He'll fire it, stopped by Ustimenko. Down in the corner, Brazo using his long reach to his advantage. Has the puck pinned in the corner with 3:15 to go, and it's pulled away again by Redding. Pooley tripped up there away from the puck, delayed offside by Redding as it's scooped up by Garrett Johnston. Chipped ahead, Loup Chuck finds it. Cross ice, he'll find Brazo. His sharp angle try was held by Ustimenko. A couple of shots, good shift by Brazo at least, but I don't know, maybe we do need a James Melendi fight or just to inject some life down here. I feel like this has been a pretty listless game of hockey from the Growlers here.
Well, not what we were expecting. I certainly thought that the boys seemed like they were fired up for this one here tonight.
And that was lifted out of play cleanly. That ought to be a delay of game penalty for Redding here.
There it is. So that'll be the second power play of the period. Newfoundland Growlers need a goal here to get some juices flowing. At least show us that the juices are flowing.
You get one here, it's a one-goal game in the third period, and anything goes.
Yeah, true enough. But I mean, you look. All you got to do is look at the gamesmanship and how hungry that Redding are here tonight. And if you're on the opposition bench, you say, boys, we've got to do the same thing if we want to win this hockey game. We're not remotely close to it yet, so let's get her trying to jack it up here.
Ferguson on the draw, cleanly back to Duzak at the right-hand point. He'll try it through a crowd into the midsection of the goaltender. A rebound gobbled up as well with Marcus Power waiting on the doorstep. Only 5 seconds gone. off of that penalty. So a good start at least to the power play. Let's do it again. This time Estefan steps in for the face-off to the left of Ustamenko, and he'll win it cleanly back to Duzak. Also at the right point. O'Brien, his stick broke as well. That's two opportunities undone by some faulty hardware as that one is cleared by the Royals. And they're going to beat Duzak to that puck in the left wing corner. Pinned in there. Mitchell works it back up top for Cockrell. He'll wait at center, and he almost turned it over to Ferguson. The linesman right in the middle of it blocked that pass. A 1:25 to go here in the second period. Nice pull away there by Estefan. Leaves it back for Ferguson. A shifty move, and he breaks the ankles of Mackin as the Growlers get it in the left wing corner. Behind the net goes Ferguson with it. Slams on the brakes. He's pinned by Cockrell. It's picked back up by O'Brien. To the line, he'll get it back from Duzak, curling. Down low, a slapper from the side door from Ferguson. That missed. Second try, third try. Good pressure here for Newfoundland. 1 minute to go on the man advantage. Back to the point, Duzak again. Leaves it for Power, down low. Lifting it up top was Ferguson. That's stopped by Ustamenko as well. Freed back up, Ferguson's got it. Good pressure on this man advantage. Ferguson through the middle. Open door for Estefan. He had the openest net you'll ever see, and he missed it wide.
Don't see that every day.
That's the kind of game this has been. 30 seconds to go on the man advantage. 1:25 in the period. Reading clears the zone. Munson out of his cage. Puts it through the legs of Yates. As Loup Chuck works it across Conrad. 15 seconds to go on the man advantage. Loup Chuck for Brazo. Dances around his man. Back to the point for Halliwell. Across. Puglia try. Big rebound. And a pass across. 5 seconds to go on the man advantage. They'll get another opportunity. That one off the stick of Loup Chuck. Sasir is out of the box, and we're back to 5 aside. 50 seconds to go. Put it. They score! Aaron Loup Chuck. An even strength penalty. His first as a Growler. And the boys are on the board. It's 2-1 Reading.
Well, that's a massive goal for the Newfoundland Growlers, who were really starting after that power play to find themselves, and they were real cute, made some nice passes, couldn't buy a goal, and then finally Aaron Loup Chuck is able to pop one home, and the Kingston, Ontario native signed to a National Hockey League contract is able to pop it home at 19-14 and make it a 2-1 lead. So that's a big goal for the Growlers heading into the intermission. Hey, maybe they're not finished here.
I got to say, that was a great power play. They were moving the puck well. They were getting pucks through. They were simplifying their game. So maybe more to come. Still got to get out of the period. 35 seconds to hold it in. They're going to say he didn't. Into the air, delayed offside. Trey Bradley still has to tag up. 25 seconds to go as Loup Chuck. His first from Brazo. 15 seconds to go. Loup Chuck from Brazo. The Growlers free it up out of their own zone across to Trey Bradley. To Matt Bradley. 5 seconds to go. There's a drive. It's blocked. Well, the Growlers get one back late, and they'll have all the momentum heading into this third period. A much better end. The last 5 minutes, power play included, Brian. Much better look for the Growlers.
Well, it took them all that period to finally find themselves a little bit, and that power play on the delay of game, obviously, was the one that got them moving. And then Aaron Loup Chuck scores his first Growler goal from the rookie Justin Brazo, who picks up his second pro point, and it comes at the 1944 mark, even strength, and it's 2-1 Reading after 40 minutes of play. Shots and goal in the second, 14-13 for the Reading Royals. They have a 31-21 advantage. Both teams 0 for 2 with a manpower advantage. So that'll do it for the second period. Hopefully things will turn for the better in the third. It looks that way. Anyways, we said that last night, and it didn't happen. So let's send it down to Bill Hart and Steve Callahan for their second intermission. We'll hear from Michael Kapla of the Newfoundland Growlers, and Steve and Bill take it away in our second intermission.
And welcome back to the second intermission. This is Bill Hart along with Steve Callahan. We have the Growlers down by 1, 2-1 to the Reading Royals. Royals out shooting the Growlers so far, 31-21. Goaltending, what a difference than it was last night.
Yeah, I mean, you could have hung a jersey in the net last night and it wouldn't have made much of a difference, but tonight it's just a real big difference. Two good quality goaltending. There's been shots back and forth. Obviously, Reading started off with a flurry of activity in the first period, but give credit where credit's due. Newfoundland came back, pumped 13 in on that period, managed to scrap in that goal at the end, which was a result of the hard work and tenaciousness around the net, which was great to see. Good character, making it 2-1, but 13-13, both teams are really unloading on the shots.
All right, take a look at some second period highlights, and we'll start with this one where Reading ended up taking the lead here.
Yeah, and what I like about this is that, they took their speed wide, Newfoundland did, and they had their scoring opportunity. Marcus takes the puck in a little wide, goes behind, but if this play doesn't work, then they come back the other way. And that's where the danger's too. Reading just makes such a great opportunity on the shot. It's just a nice low shot about a foot off the ice. It's real tough for goaltenders to stop. It's either just over the stick or, just below the glove and the pad. But again, Marcus makes that play out, and far be it for me to tell him anything about being offensive, but if the play doesn't make its way down, then it's the turnover. And it's just a nice shot on net here. I love it. I love the way Reading, when they shoot the puck, they hit the net. They may not miss in the net, but they just don't miss the net, and I just think that's so huge. I mean, they get those shots of quality, just that foot off the ice. It's a perfect veteran move.
Yes. Well, one of the things that the Newfoundland Growlers depended on during their Kelly Cup run last year was leadership, and of course, no further than our team captain, James Melindy.
What I really love about this is just, it's that ability to recognize that there's just too much loose play in the own zone, and he steps in and gives a monstrous hit there, just like Uncle Wade, putting them right over the boards. But he steps in and takes initiative to say, hey, we're going to take back our ice. We're going to take back our zone. You're not going to come through our neutral zone a little as easy as possible. And from that, we started to see the ice tip a little bit in favor of Newfoundland. He stepped up, took back the play, said, hey, things are not going to go as easy as what you might have anticipated.
Well,
great hit. Beauty.
And it did. It did really shift momentum in a very big way, because then the Growlers started getting their scoring opportunities, and they showed some patience with the puck, and then finally managed to get one across the line.
Yeah, and again, this was just hard work. We saw tremendous activity off the power play, and again, it was just, sometimes you score a power play goal, and it might be after the power play is over, but it's the scrambling play. Before that, there were shots, there was rebounds, there was tips. Again, he just finds himself banging it up a little bit, getting it in tight, but it's about getting the puck to the blue paint. It's about working hard. It's about sometimes putting the lunch pail there and getting in and doing the hard stuff. Maybe not out around the perimeter, getting it to the net, and they did just a great job of that at the end of the period. Now they've got to feel real good going into the third.
Well, that's what you needed. They needed that goal going into this final frame, of course, show that this goalie, this Reading goalie can be beaten, and only down by one, so there's lots of hockey left, and what a great game it has been so far. We're going to take a little break here in the second intermission, and we'll be back in just a moment on Rogers TV and EastLink.
All right, girls.
Mom, you said it's played again.
Workplace injuries hurt the most at home.
Hi, I'm Peter Halley.
And I'm Kathy Hicks.
And we are here in the very beautiful Masonic Theater, which is home to us at Spirit of Newfoundland Productions.
It's a theater in need of protection, so we have established a restoration fund.
Spirit of Newfoundland is a proud sponsor of Rogers TV.
Welcome to The Experience, O'Reilly's Irish Newfoundland Pub. A place to meet your friends, have a bite, and move your feet to live music every night. A rollicking good time that will dance in your heart for years to come.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
And welcome back to the second intermission. It's Bill and Steve, and a player on one of the new Growlers that we were talking about earlier had a chance to chat with our very own Brian Rogers earlier. Here he is talking with defenseman Michael Kapla and how he's adjusting to not only playing for a new team, but playing in Canada. Let's give a listen.
Thanks very much, fellas, with Michael Kapla of the Newfoundland Growlers, the pride of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Tell me a little bit about Eau Claire, Michael. I love the city of Milwaukee. Went there a number of times in my ECHL days in broadcasting. But tell me a little bit about Eau Claire.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect place to grow up. It's a nice community, a lot of good people. It's the perfect size. I think it's about 70,000 people, so not too big, not too small. And everyone kind of knows each other, and it's got a great feel to it.
Is it close to Green Bay, where the Packers are so special? I know that our boss, Glenn Stanford, he diehard, he bleeds the green and gold.
Yeah, so it's about 3 hours from Green Bay, but the pride for the Packers is huge. But unfortunately, I'm a Vikings fan, so I took a lot of heat growing up, and I still do today.
Okay, so you're a Wisconsin boy cheering for a Minnesota team. I was wondering why you were cheering for the Minnesota Twins, and sorry about your luck there. We talked about that, but why? What led to that? Are you that close to the Minnesota?
Yeah, so Eau Claire is only actually an hour and a half from the Minnesota border there.
Oh, okay.
But my parents grew up in northern Minnesota. So when I was getting raised, my dad said if I cheered for the Packers, I'd be sleeping in the garage. So that's a pretty easy decision to cheer for the Vikings, and now I'm an all-Minnesota fan still today.
Awesome stuff. Michael Kapla wears number 36 for the Newfoundland Growlers. Mike, you're a veteran player here. You're coming to a team that just won the Kelly Cup in their very first season. I know that your sights are probably set on a higher league, but right now to start, this is a pretty good place to be.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. From the staff, all the players, all the guys have been great. And I'm just trying to meet everyone and trying to fit in and trying to contribute. There's a lot of good pieces here from last year, obviously. So, day one starts tomorrow as far as the game goes, and we're just going to keep building and go from there.
Yeah. Michael Kapla with the Newfoundland Growlers. So, Mike, you spent last year with the Binghamton Senators. Oh, the Binghamton Devils, pardon me, because, of course, Ottawa moved their farm team to Belleville, Ontario, and you played a little in Iowa on the AHL. I don't think there's a whole lot of differential now, Michael, between the AHL and ECHL. This league has improved that much.
Yeah, obviously I haven't played a game here in the ECHL yet, but yeah, from what I've heard from all the guys, there's been plenty of guys who played in both leagues, and they said it's very similar. So I can tell by the level of skill that we have here that it's very close.
Yeah. You signed as a free agent with the Maple Leafs organization. Obviously, there's some enticement there. I mean, the Marlies have got a very deep team, but that's the next step. And then above that, the National Hockey League. And you played in the NHL before, so tell me about those experiences and how you stay grounded and mentally prepared for that.
Yeah, obviously everyone's goal is to get to the NHL, and everyone has different paths along the whole way. So you just got to take, I was fortunate to play a few games in NHL, and I've obviously had some AHL experience. So I'm here right now. I'm going to do the best I can at this level and hopefully just keep climbing the ladder.
Yeah. Loyalty is everything. Hey, Michael, I mean, you were with Rick Kowalski, obviously, former friend who coached in Albany, then moved to Bingo. So you got to like guys like that, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're playing for Johnny Hines and Alain Nasreddine with New Jersey. That's special as well, big time.
Yeah, exactly. All those guys you just mentioned are great coaches, and they're also great people. And I found the same thing with this organization here, is everyone has been great.
Well, we're really looking forward to watching you emerge as a very good puck-moving defenseman, a guy who's been around and maybe a bit of an elder statesman on this team. Would you relish a role like that?
Yeah, I've kind of been a leader, in my junior days and my college days. Now I'm a third-year pro, so I kind of know how things work. And I'm just, like I said, there's a lot of good people here, and they've had some good experience. But I'm just going to come in and try to bring any leadership that I can to the table.
Excellent. And Michael, I got to add this first. You were captain of UMass Lowell, and of course in Hockey East. Just tremendous rivalries there in the Boston area. What a great spot to play. What enticed you to, even though you're a Wisconsinite who cheers for Minnesota, to go to UMass Lowell?
Yeah, so that's one of the first schools I ever talked to. It was
really?
The first school that I ever talked to. So when I went out there, I saw the campus and all the rink and all the facilities they have. It was wonderful. And then, again, just like I mentioned, the coaching staff and the people they had there were great, and the vision they had was great, and ended up being one of the best 4 years of my life.
Michael Kapla, number 36 of your Newfoundland Growlers. Michael, continued success. Good luck as you ensconce yourself in here in Newfoundland and Labrador. May you keep moving up the ladder there, son, and get to the pros and stay in the NHL one day soon.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, there's Michael Kapla, number 36, newcomer with your Newfoundland Growlers. Now let's go back to the studio.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. And as we mentioned earlier, Michael Kapla, one of the assistant captains for the Newfoundland Growlers, a new player, new team. And it says a lot about the man behind the jersey when you can walk into a new spot and automatically have that air of leadership about you.
Yeah, it's a great blessing to have as a coach to be able to come off a championship run, have a veteran, I say veteran-laden team in a sense that I really believe that, you know, Newfoundland has AHL type hockey players that are able to, and they've had that presence, they've got that resume, they've got those guys that have played at the higher level, but then to bring in a defenseman like Michael, it just gives them that much more edge, that much more benefit in the dressing room, someone with a little bit more experience at this level, and you know, certainly at the top level as well. It's a blessing to have as a coach.
Yeah, and you talk about the experience that he brings to the table. 5 games with the NHL New Jersey Devils, and that's the kind of experience you just can't buy.
No.
So it's good to have that in the dressing room, especially with the young kids that we have on this team, coming from junior straight to professional hockey. That's the kind of leadership you want, and it's understanding now why he wears the A along with Zach O'Brien and, of course, the C worn by James Melindy. We're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back to wrap up the second intermission and prepare for third period action right here on Rogers TV and ECHL.
Hey!
The lift wasn't working and he was in pain, so I tried to lift him on my own. Yes, it's bad. I'll need help.
Can I help you with that?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Workplace injuries hurt the most at home.
Spirit of Newfoundland has been delivering laughter, love, music, and magic.
From our all-star cast and crew, bringing you the best dining and entertainment experience all year round.
Spirit of Newfoundland.
Proud sponsors of Rogers TV.
Welcome to the experience, O'Reilly's Irish Newfoundland Pub. A place to meet your friends, have a bite, and move your feet to live music every night. A rollicking good time that will dance in your heart for years to come.
If you want convenience, Marie's Mini Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
When my legs get stronger, I want to play basketball, volleyball, I want to run. I was sick when I was a little baby. I had meningitis.
Even after they did the amputations, they said that it was likely he would not make it.
To now, you throw him on that bike and off he goes.
My bike helps me get my legs stronger.
Without the ramps, being able to afford his limbs and devices would be difficult.
Thank you for helping me get around.
And welcome back to the second intermission. It's Bill and Steve. We are checking out the scores from around the league. One final for you. The Brampton Beasts losing their home opener today against an opponent we know very well, the Toledo Walleye. Final score there, 4-3. The Brampton Beasts, of course, are going to be the opposition for the Newfoundland Growlers next weekend here at Mile 1. I want to thank some sponsors who are back with us this season. It's good to start season number 2 at the Growlers with the likes of Workplace NL, Marie's Mini Mart, O'Reilly's Irish Pub, and Spirit of Newfoundland Productions. Thank you very much for joining us once again. It's going to be a nice ride again this upcoming season. Now, this weekend, a lot of fun. We have the opening weekend for the Newfoundland Growlers. Hockey fans, next weekend I mentioned the Brampton Beasts are coming to town, but something else coming to town as well.
Rogers Hometown Hockey will be making its way back with host Ron McLean and Tara Sloan. And it's just going to be an incredible opportunity down at the Memorial parking lot, so to speak, a little Memorial Stadium there on the Dominion lot, and it's going to be an incredible atmosphere. So many minor hockey teams are going to be involved, just incredible energy. We've got some great guests coming aboard.
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, John Scott, who last we heard a movie was being made about his life. He was the player that nobody wanted, yet he ended up being the NHL All-Star MVP and a former St. John's Ice Cap. I mean, the story is one of the feel-good sports stories of the century. Now, he's going to be here. Danny Cleary needs no introduction. He is the first Newfoundlander to have his name on the Stanley Cup. Alex and Abby Newhook, of course, from St. John's. Alex, first-round draft pick this past summer. of the Colorado Avalanche, and he and his sister both committed to play hockey at Boston College.
Yeah, Alex started his hockey career in Boston College this weekend. Had a big win last night, the big home opener.
Nice.
You know, his dad, Sean, is down there now, and his grandma and stuff like that, so it's nice to see. So everybody's taking in the hockey at Boston College, and it's good to see with Alex. And yeah, he had a great weekend and step in and get that first win. So exciting times coming up this week.
Right.
For us at Rogers, we had the opportunity at the Toronto Maple Leafs training camp to do some interviews, to get to know some of the players.
Right.
A great interview with Rich Clune, who was just really passionate. He opened up about his history and his upbringing and his brothers and his parents and how influential they were. It was just a great time to chat. We talked to Tyson Barrie as well, and they opened up about what Rogers hometown hockey means to them and their background. So that's tuning in now. That's coming in. That's playing on Rogers as we speak. And, you know, those are some great interviews. They really opened up about what their childhood meant to them. So it's great to see from coast to coast.
Well, you got to remember, for every NHL superstar, they used to be at the arenas at 6 in the morning playing their Timbit hockey and minor hockey, Atom, Pee Wee, Midget. It's all right there. You all have to start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the festivity is going to be fun for the entire family. So it's a 2-day event next weekend around Kitty Bitty there near the around the Dominion Memorial Market. So hope to see you down there. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And of course, as Steve alluded to, Rogers is going to be a big part of that as well. All right, the lights are up. Brian Rogers and Chris Bell with the calls. We get started with third period action on Rogers TV and Eastlink.
Back to work on
Monday
morning.
I am not coming to the rink tomorrow, skate or no skate. I'm taking that off day and I'm running.
Well, there you go. I may not have a choice.
Pardon me. No, maybe not.
Well, a shuttle boy, you know, or so. But anyways, it's all good. Let's just go here. Let's just have fun. Go out there, play the game. Don't reinvent anything, but just get your feet moving. Get invested.
And they've shown signs of such brilliance down the stretch at the end of the preseason in the first period last night. They've shown what they're capable of. They've just got to go out and do it for a full 60.
And the thing is, too, the Reading Royals have applied this trait against the Growlers in the past with success when they've dressed 11 forwards and 5 defensemen. I think your buddy David Pine, the voice of the Reading Royals, had a little bit of numbers there going. I'm not a numbers guy, so won't repeat it, but it has been successful for this team in the past.
Speaking of successful, Matt Bradley successful in winning the opening draw of the period. He'll get that puck back and play a backhand into the right wing corner. Giving chase is Estefan. He'll bump his man off the puck. Freed up there behind the cage. Estefan between the legs of the defender. He was hauled down as Duszak gets it at the line. Spinning move. He's upended. A penalty coming up on the play. They're taking both of them.
See another rookie being picked on, right?
And yeah, literally getting picked on as he got tripped up and upended again a second time by the linesman. I hate that penalty. Estefan all up in the face of Mitchell heading to the penalty box.
Well, that's what Garrett does best for them, right? We already had that discussion, so we'll leave it alone. He gets in the craw people. That's what he's going to wear the C. And that's why. So, hey, we've got a feisty captain, and so do they. So we're even Steven. But no way. I mean, Garant doesn't have to pick on the rookie. I said it last night. I'm going to repeat it again. For those who may not have heard it, maybe you don't want to hear it, but it happens an awful lot in pro sports.
They're still yapping down there, too. Duszak is fired up.
Well, sure. So that's, I don't know, that's a bit of a wonky call, but I don't want to get on the guy, but I mean, hey, come on.
Well, the good news is I think the Growlers are a team that can take advantage of extra ice in this 4-on-4 opportunity. We've got to see it here.
Well, they better prove it.
Ferguson, O'Brien, Halliwell, and Garrett Johnston. The Growlers win the draw to Halliwell. He'll step in, trying a quick shot. That one blocked. Push back behind the net, giving chase is Brady Ferguson. It's knocked away from him by Beaudry and collected by Reading. Out to center goes Mackin. He had it knocked off his stick. A delayed offside there for Reading. They've got to tag up. There's Beaudry with it. Not given a ton of ice, but Mackin finds that puck. Sneaks it by Garrett Johnston and in deep. A minute gone here in the third period and 1:25 to go as Halliwell. Nice feed to find Ferguson. Tried to get it back to him. And a good stick lift by Canodal. Breaks that play up. And now Halliwell might get a chance to shoot this one. Patient as he didn't have a lane. Johnston, a one-time snapper from the line. And a left pad save by Ustamenko. First shot of the frame. Reading inside their own zone. Growlers heading off for a change. Reading's going to do the same. Jeremy Beaudry, the defenseman. He'll hand that one off. 52 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey to go. As Cockrell weaves into the offensive zone. Had it stolen by Conrad. Flipped back to Melindy. Right back to the speedy Conrad, but had it stolen by Yates. Across Cecile and ahead for Yates again. He'll hit the line and roll it in. 30 seconds to go with this 4-on-4. Melindy took a bump but emerged with the puck. Pooley back for Melindy as the Growlers look up ice. Pooley weaves his way to center and picks up speed as he enters the zone. Almost lost it. The Growlers get it back. Conrad knocked high into the air off of his stick, but Pooley frees it right back up. Conrad curls to the middle, had it stolen away, and it's
Nice
LeBerge.
play.
Kaplan, nice hit there. Conrad takes an elbow to the face right in front of his own bench. Another miss there as the Growlers were back to 5 aside here. Brazo takes a look as he collects it at center, and he'll start it in. Mitchell right out of the penalty box. Brazo knocked it away from him. Loup Chuck out there patrolling for his second of the night, but it's flipped ahead. The Growlers get it back. At least the possession game so far is favoring the Growlers here in the third. They've been better at hanging on to that puck. They're going to get it back here to Halliwell.
Well, they're finally skating, Chris.
Up toward the middle, Brazo knifed that one across, delayed offside, now a real offside as Estefan is nabbed with 17:02 left in the third.
Well, 2:58 in, trailing 2-1 with a little more positivity, skewing from our Yaks as we have to put it in perspective. This is only the second game of the season.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're coming up a championship, so we are spoiled rotten.
Very much so. And honestly, spoiled on paper as well, but they got to put it together, and they will figure it out, and they could very well figure it out here in the next 16:57 here. That's what we're all hoping for. But they're going to have to get that puck back from Frank to Chara, storming ahead, leaving it on the right wing side. Nice poke check by Aaron Johnston. That knocked the puck away from Beaudry. Back up top, Beaudry. He'll have another try in that one. Easily handled by Packy Munson. I asked him earlier, I said, Patrick, I noticed on your Elite Prospects page, the boy, like, you have a nickname, Packy. I said, what's up with that? He said, Valve. He says, I don't know how it happened, but he says, but anyone, everywhere I've played, just call, he's like, only my mom calls me Packy, or Patrick, rather. Oh, a nice redirection and an even better save again. Another one knocked away by Melindy. Munson's been very solid out here again to start this period.
Well, he's the reason it's only a 1-goal game.
You got that right. No icing on the play. Beaudry, he'll have to hurry to keep it away from Marcus Power. He will send it to center ice. Sapego for Melindy. Up for O'Brien. Pushed ahead now a 2-on-1. Oh, and a nice poke check by the defenseman, Garrett Cecile, and that sends Gooch away in the left wing. Oh, Melindy had him lined up. He just barely missed him. In the right wing corner is Hayden Hodgson. Played it back down low. Went over the stick of Yates into the left wing corner. Melindy. Yates has got a hold of Melindy's stick there as Conrad tries to break free. He's upended away from the puck as Yates. His pass finds to Chara. Yates, his shot, a soft one, steered into the corner off the goal pad of Munson. Back to Cecile. Quick whip across. Nice block there by O'Brien. Centering try, that one misses everybody and ends up back to the Reading blue line. Moving it back in quickly is Cecile. That pass knocked away Melindy. Into the air it lands, and it's taken by Conrad. It's a 3-on-1. He'll let it fly, a nice rip. He'll score some goals with a shot like that, but not this time.
Soon.
Back for Duzak. He's got to be fired up after taking that penalty. Drop back off. Kapla moves it in. The late offside. Reading gets control. 5 minutes gone here in the third period. A 2-1 Reading game as Kademi puts it in on Munson. He'll play it behind the net and almost turn the darn thing over. Into the corner. When I keep seeing numbers from last year's guys, they've become so iconic. I saw number 14 and I wanted to say Pickenage. That's not JJ.
He's in San Antonio,
He's
Texas.
Yeah, he's actually reassigned to Tulsa to start this season.
Wonderful.
But in any case, here's Conrad. Maybe another opportunity to let a good shot go. That one not his best. It got blocked and cleared to center ice to Joe Duzak. Duzak spinning with the puck. Oh, he almost turned it over. Smart enough play to get it back in his own zone for Halliwell. They won't miss an opportunity to move it up ice. What a feed. Here's a shot from Loup Chuck. No traffic. And seen all the way by Ustimenko. He'll hang on.
Well, the thing with Joseph Duzak is that he's a really good puck mover, but he's more of a setup guy than he is a scorer. He told me flat out, I don't score. He said, I can set him up, but I need guys to score. Well, the thing he's got to do is he's got to get the puck to those guys to score. And it's been a little more difficult than I think he may have been in store for. So they're going to be learning curves there for these young guys.
Face-off win and a quick shot from Estefan. Low on the glove side. Another one gnarled up by the trapper of Ustimenko for another offensive zone face-off for Newfoundland.
Well, let's get some traffic in front of the big Russian netminder and tie this score here and get Patrick Munson what he wholeheartedly deserves. We're still waiting to see the personal celly that he has told you about, and I'm looking forward to that, too.
He busted out a little one there when Loup Chuck scored.
I didn't see it.
At center ice, nice feed. Played in by Estefan. He'll give chase. Cockrell beats him to the puck, but he forced a turnover. Left-hand side, Bradley up, redirected. What a save by the netminder, Ustimenko. A redirection from point-blank range, and he threw out the right pad to rob the Growlers of a goal.
Might have been the nicest save of the night for both goaltenders.
I think you're right. LeBerge keeps it in, rolls it in deep. Garrett Johnston trying to work it free, and he had it stolen. Right wing corner behind the net. Centering try, back up for Cecile. Down low, LeBerge walking out. Leaves it for Cecile. He's bodied hard by Estefan. And the Growlers, Halliwell, lays that puck free, and away comes Newfoundland. To center, Loup Chuck sends that one in. 13:05 to go here in the third. A one-goal game, and the Growlers have been buzzing. Cecile into the air, down into the left wing corner. Sapego, nice poise there on that play to find O'Brien. A little give and go with Ferguson. Up on the left wing side, that pass a little too far in front of Ferguson, but Sapego gets it back at center. Up on the right wing side for Pooley. Funny hop off the boards, bouncing puck, and O'Brien tries to get it back, but it is again launched out into neutral ice. Melindy rolling puck there. He's able to free it up. And now away comes Brady Ferguson over the blue line on the right-hand side. Waits for a few mates to get set up. A nice one-touch from Melindy. Centering try from O'Brien. That's going to get blocked by Knodel. And again, cleared just to center, though. The Growlers doing a good job getting the puck back and applying pressure each and every time they do.
And they're more poised, too, Chris. They're not making bad decisions like they had early in the contest.
Pooley wide of the cage. Hoping that for a fortunate bounce there to Colt Conrad that never happened. Reading out of their own zone, 12 minutes to play here. 2-1, Reading. Goudreau in the left wing corner. That puck fluttered off the end of his stick. Kapla golfed after that one to try and work it free, and it comes out for Bradley. Trey Bradley. In comes Duzak on the right wing side. Chipped it free for Brazo. Brazo. He's harassed by Beaudry down there. He's pinned to the ice by Beaudry. He's not letting him up as Goudreau skates back the other way. Crisscrossing, and it's turned over. Cockrell gets it back. Cockrell, soft shot. Scooped up by Munson. No harm done. Face off inside the Newfoundland zone.
Now Patrick Munson, steady as she goes. It is ECHL debut. Back to North American debut, to say the least, for the Hugo, Minnesota native, and he's been excellent here tonight. The reason that the score remains 2-1, he's made 33 saves in this hockey game here tonight. The Growlers are much better, much more controlled and poised hockey club here in the third period. They're not going great guns offensively. They only have 4 shots on goal, as do the Royals in this third period of play. In the opening 8:35, 35-25 overall for Reading. And neither team able to strike on the power play. There has not been many power plays here tonight. In fact, I believe it's 0 for 3 and 0 for 2. The Royals, I think, have had the most of the manpower advantages here this evening.
11:25 to play here. Just took a quick peek at the American League scoreboard here today, and our Toronto Marlies 4-0 victors over the Manitoba Moose today.
That was in Winnipeg, was it?
It was at the MTS Place in Winnipeg. Joseph Wohl, his first pro shutout. Congratulations to our big brothers there in the American Hockey League.
Yeah, and what did Ellie do? Did he place? Christian's Rubens?
Hudson Ellenuk got one shot on goal. He was an even, and scratch for the game was Christian's Rubens.
No, we were there, and they've earned it.
Absolutely. Face off to the left of Munson. He's been a breath of fresh air for the Growlers here tonight. Face off pulled away by Newfoundland. Halliwell behind his goal, launches it right through the middle, trying to find Estefan sneaking around center. That was broken up, but he gets it right back across to Johnston. Chipped free for Loup Chuck, left for Estefan, and he's going to try and get it over the line and roll it in deep. Matt Bradley gets chased there as well. It's whipped away to the line. Halliwell holds it. Had it flutter as he tried to send it back in. And DeChara off a body and in deep. Halliwell covers a lot of ground. He's the first man back to it. And he'll be the first one to rush it up ice. Left wing side is Halliwell. What a pass attempt there for Matt Bradley. It was a nice sauce, but he needed a little extra on that one. As it's sent in by Cockrell. Oh, almost a turnover there for Munson. He looks skyward to thank the hockey gods for bailing him out there. Now they got to bail him out with a goal. Cecile for Gooch. Glove down by Estefan, and he'll find Marcus Power, but again, I think the guys are getting used to their new Warrior sticks here as well. New stick provider, and I know I'm not blaming the tools here by any stretch, but
please.
No, it's definitely not, but it does take a bit of getting used to when you get a new piece of hardware.
It's like trying to break in a new pair of skates, I'm sure, you know. Can't be all that easy or feel all that great in your mitts, but hey, that's it.
Outside the line comes this face-off with 10:13 to go.
Can you just check that stat in our game here? I think I'm missing just a little bit here as far as the power plays go. I had 0 for 2.
0 for 2 each here.
Okay, so that's right. The last time it was
4 on 4. Yep.
Right on. Thank you.
O'Brien in the left wing corner, played by Marcus Power. O'Brien up, top out in front for Ferguson. He missed it wide. Melindy tried. That one hit Gooch in a soft spot. You can see him wince from up here as the puck's played down into the corner. And the Growlers come away with it. They're starting to work hard down there, but it is stolen away, and now it could be an odd man rush. That one chipped off a body to late offside. Nice physicality down there as well as the Growlers storm away. Left-hand side, Power weaves into the corner, played behind the net for O'Brien. He was interfered with by Cononal. Not a lot of breaks here on this one as the Growlers can't hold the line. Duszak works it free. There's Sapego at center. He'll rifle it in over the goal stick of Ustamenko. He's got 24 saves and is only allowed a goal here. He's quietly had himself a pretty okay contest. Away comes Redding. To center is Beaudry. He's a pretty mobile defenseman back there. Michael Kapla's there covering some ground. Bullying his way free with that puck was Brazo. And a turnover and a beautiful blocker save by Munson to keep this game alive for Newfoundland.
Duszak, oh goodness,
boy.
That's 3 on this shift.
Drop pass there. Luckily, the pass was behind Gaudreau. Good physicality there. Brazo using his big reach. Oh, and a nice move, Mackin, to get it back. But Kapla, steady in his own zone, able to rip it free and send it to center. Nice stick work by Brazo, using again his big frame. What a hit. Right there on open ice by Kapla to knock his man down. Conrad weaves back. 8:25. What a feed. Pooley. And he comes looking. Blocker side. He missed it wide. Duszak gets it back. Has to wait a moment for his boys to tag up. He'll throw it in. It's knocked down. And DeChara gets it back and sends it to center. Kademi sends it in. Duszak waits for it. Played right back to Halliwell. Kademi after Halliwell there as the Growlers bat that one to center ice. 8 minutes to go here. Munson behind his cage, freed it up in the corner. Played ahead and knocked down by Bradley. And away come the Growlers with a nice feed. Halliwell trying to chip it by Cecile and sneak in. That wasn't gonna work. Garrett Johnston now back in his own zone for Matt Bradley. Bradley, he'll skate up ice, picking up speed. What a feed there on the left-hand side to Loup Chuck. He'll slam on the brakes to play it behind the net. Bradley read it perfectly. Left it for Estefan. Curls out of the corner. Rebound, score! We got a tie game! Matt Bradley, a tap-in, and it's 2-2.
Well, a little puck luck for the Vancouver BC native. He was right on the lip of the crease, and it found him, and he bagged the twine. Matt Bradley, his second goal of the season at 12:37, even strength to tie it at 2.
Great, just a great play altogether. It started when Loup Chuck slammed on the brakes on the left-hand side. A quick shot, easy pickings for Matt Bradley to tie this game. It was 2-0 Reading, 5 minutes into the second. And now with 7 minutes to go in the third, we are all knotted up. Maybe that turns the tide here, Brian.
We'll find out.
Brian, he'll free it up. Ferguson gives chase. It's off the glass and gloved down by Knodel. He'll play it ahead. Mac Halliwell on his own blue line. Better game tonight for Halliwell than last night. Turned over there by Newfoundland as Gooch. In on goal, Munson plays it away and ahead for Marcus Power. And he comes into the right wing corner. Mitchell hauls him down. No call again.
Loup Chuck and Estefan with the assist, Chris, on Bradley's second at 12:37 to tie it.
A softie from Mitchell right into the catching mitt of Munson. He'll glove it down. 6:32 to go here in the third, and the Growlers have tied the game thanks to Matt Bradley, his second in as many days from Loup Chuck and Estefan. That's a 2-point night for Aaron Loup Chuck, who is looking dynamite out there tonight. He is a wonderful skater.
Yep. Good player.
To the left of Munson we go. 6:32 remaining. Face-off one back by the Growlers. Behind the net it goes. Estefan looks up ice, flipped it to the line. Off the glove of Gaudreau, but he's able to hold it in. Played down low, Sapego. He'll race after it, couldn't get to it in time. Nice hit thrown there by the captain Melindy, trying to free it up. Here come the Royals up top, a shot, not one wide. A nice ripper there from Cockrell. And now the Growlers have a man sneaking in at the blue line, and Matt Bradley looking for another one. Not this time, into the slot, there's a shot, Munson down to make the save, rebound out, and another big stop by the goaltender, and it's moved ahead. Matt Bradley's in a one-on-one. Bradley gets the puck by Beaudry. Beaudry trying to sucker a penalty out of the play, and that was never going to happen. Chipped back. Oh, misplayed by Cockrell. That's going to roll right to Ustimenko. He'll play it aside, and the Royals get control as the Growlers change it up. 5:35 to go here in the third. In front of an announced crowd here tonight of 35,94. In on the right wing side, Conrad frees it up. Pulley a tumbler in on goal. That one kicked away by Ustimenko. Mackin, cross ice feed. That one hopped over the stick of the winger, but they chip it down low. Left wing corner, Mackin had that one roll off the end of his stick. Now Pulley charges out. This could be a 3-on-2. He'll lift it into the left wing corner. Brazo, he'll give chase. Ustimenko into the corner, played it, and Conrad looking to get control. Look at the move for Colt Conrad, swinging out of that corner to free it up at the point and across to Duzak. Duzak up top for Kepla. He let it go, but it stayed onside, and he'll get it right back. Kepla down low into the corner. Duzak in front. 2 tries. Brazo gets it back behind the cage. Waiting for some options to open up. Nice effort there, and it comes back to the top of the circle for Michael Kepla. To the line, Duzak holds it in. He'll try his shot, it's off a leg, into the mesh. 4:31 remaining. And we've got our final timeout of the third period. And folks, I'm going to tee this up only because, we could find ourselves in this reality. There have been some rule changes in the ECHL this season. If this game indeed remains the same as we head to overtime, 3-on-3 overtime, hasn't gone anywhere, it's still 3-on-3, but instead of 5 minutes, they will play for 7 minutes, just like the new no, never mind. Scratch that last part. Still, it is 7 minutes. It will be 7 minutes if we go to overtime. So keep that in mind. It's all in the name of not going to shootouts as often. Everyone would rather see a little OT magic, wouldn't we? 4:31 remaining here in the third period. The Growlers have clawed their way back into this one thanks to Loup Chuck and Matt Bradley. Especially Loup Chuck, because he's got 2 points here tonight, a goal and an assist. He had one last night as well, so I suppose he is currently the Growlers' leading scorer.
Well, the Growlers' leading player tonight is between the pipes.
You got that right, Patrick Munson. A revelation, 37 saves already here in his ECHL debut. To the left of Ustamenko we go. The Growlers have the offensive zone draw. They got the guns out. Halliwell, O'Brien, Ferguson, Trey Bradley, and Garrett Johnston. Good to see Trey Bradley getting a shift with Ferguson and O'Brien here. Maybe he can play the trigger man as Marcus Power gets a breather. Face off one and across to Halliwell. Waits, snaps it down low. Haul down in front of the cage was Ferguson. He was unable to play that puck as the Royals lifted to center. Batted down and a hand pass. 4:17 to go. So, Brian, I said this while you were filing your 3-star nominations. If indeed this game does go to overtime, and that is an if, anything could happen in the next 4:17, we will play 7 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime instead of the previous 5 in an effort to get rid of those pesky shootouts everyone hates.
There you go.
I don't hate the shootout. I just don't like when they stretch on for like a half hour and they're 18 rounds. Like last season with the Maine Mariners. I was ready for a nap.
But when you win, it's all that much sweeter.
That's a fact. The Growlers inside their own zone. Bouncing puck corralled by Bradley. He's tripped up. No call as he pops back up and fights after that puck yet again. In that corner, he's got his man Yates pinned. That puck has barely moved, and finally the Growlers wrestle it free, and Mac Halliwell showing off those smooth skating skills as he finds his way to center before lifting it in. 3:35 to go here, folks. It's a 2-2 game thanks to Loup Chuck and Matt Bradley. And look at the forecheck there from Giorgio Estefan helping force the turnover as Loup Chuck sends a backhand back in. Look at Bradley. The Growlers are skating now. Here come, though, the Royals pulling it off the wall and sending it to center was Gooch. It's sent in by Braden Lowe. That ran out of gas. Melindy hauled down to the left wing corner. Centering try. Loose in front. They've got 2 men open. What a stop by Munson. He's down and out. And he's got it underneath him.
Patrick Munson has been absolutely tremendous in this hockey game. Win or lose, he's the first star in this game by a mile. 38 saves, and I can't believe he didn't get credit for another one right there. Or 37, pardon me. It's like grade 7 math. What a killer. He needed another fine save right there. Never got credit for it.
Face off to the left of Patrick Munson. Matt Bradley wins it for Michael Kapla. He'll pivot in the corner, looks up ice to lefty. His pass, intended for Loup Chuck, was broken up and cleared back in by Reddick. Taken behind the net and played free for Kapla. Up, nice sauce pass. Bradley couldn't handle it though. He will force Sear into passing across. Cockrell had some trouble with that. He'll have to rush to move it up. Sent to center ice. Kapla, he'll backpedal quickly, chipping it away from Braden Lowe. Estefan rips it free and gets it back from Melindy with 2.5 minutes to go in this 2-2 hockey game. Played ahead by Loup Chuck. He was off balance, couldn't do much with it. Hammered in on goal by Melindy from center ice. Gloved down by Ustamenko, delayed offside. Bradley tags up as the Growlers look to clog the neutral zone as Redding comes out to center. Mackin in over the line, splits the defense, but can only push it into the corner. Conrad, he's pinned by Gaudreau, works the puck free and moves it ahead. Brazo trying to flip it right back to him. The Growlers do get it, and it is Conrad freeing it up for Pooley down the left wing. Hills pivot around his man into the left wing corner, and it's freed up for Brazo. He'll pull it back into that left wing corner. Pooley to the line, across to Mac Halliwell. Through a crowd, purposefully wide, chip free by Brazo. Not a terrible play. I like that. Pooley fell awkwardly in the right wing corner, but he fell on top of the puck. 1:35 to go. It comes loose out of the corner. Nice check by Brazo. The Growlers can't get control of the puck. It's cleared to center and knocked back across to Mac Halliwell. Right down the middle, and Brazo gets it from Pooley. Brazo winds, fires, he hits Conrad in the back of the legs, and Conrad's hitting the head behind the play. Gaudreau had it knocked away. Still pressing in are the Royals. Centering pass and a stop made. Kademi looking to net another goal here against Newfoundland, but the goal stick flat on the ice by Munson prevented the opportunity. 1 minute to go in the third period. Garrett Johnston looks up ice and finds Brady Ferguson streaking down the left wing. Ferguson had to step in on his man Cockrell, but Cockrell leaned in with the old Warrior twig and knocked it out of play. 49.8 seconds to go. 41-30 are the shots in favor of Reading, and we got a 2-2 game.
So Patrick Munson did get credit in that last flurry for a couple stops. And there you have it, rightfully so. He's got 39, and hoping he doesn't have to make a 40th, that his teammates can find a way with 49.8 seconds left to unravel a 2-2 tie and propel him to win.
Face off, Ferguson was hauled down as the puck is cleared by Reading. 45 seconds to go here. No icing, so Melindy, he'll have to move it ahead quickly. Power, Kapla, both thought about playing it. Kapla gets the chance. He'll free it up back for Melindy, who scoots behind the net and trying to free it up for O'Brien, but his backhand pass was off the mark. Kapla, he's pinned away from the puck again. Into the air. That one, O'Brien's going to get a chance to squeak in after it. Played away, and now, what was the whistle?
I have no idea. It wasn't offside. It wasn't icing. What have they got? We got a penalty call? What's he doing? He's skating toward the box. He's got something to say. Maybe they putting some time up on the clock again. I have no idea what Alex Garon has had. Here that he's sending anybody to the sin bin.
Well, it's going to result in a Growlers offensive zone draw, so whatever it is, I'm thankful. I see only 4 Royals on the ice.
Well, maybe
it is a Reading penalty.
Was there too many men on the ice, maybe?
Oh, this could be a game changer.
It's got to be
here.
a bench minor if somebody's coming off the bench there. Kademi.
Okay, this could be the turning point we were waiting for. 18 seconds to go on the clock, and the Growlers trying to get possession. Nice job by Halliwell to hold it in at the line. Conrad frees it up.
He's had a good game.
Spins it back. Halliwell back for Conrad. Conrad looks top shelf. Oh, baby, that didn't miss by much. But that is going to do it for regulation time. The Growlers pick up their first point of the season. But there's another one hanging in the balance here as we head to our first 7-minute 3-on-3 overtime.
Well, here we go. Power play in OT. So 4-on-3 to see if they can decide it. I'm going to take a quick jaunt over to the main studio over there, Christopher.
No problem. I'll fill the gap. We've only got a minute to go here. And again, folks, I don't like to toot our own horn. I'm trying to shed the Homer image, but at the same time, you've got to think the Growlers are favored in overtime with their skill and speed. But at the same time, with that much ice, heck, anything goes. So we will wait and see. Well, a point has been gained. Now I'm curious to see who the 3 for Newfoundland are going to be to start this off. See a handful of guys lingering in front of the bench. I see Halliwell, I see O'Brien, and I see Ferguson, and I see Marcus Power. So it'll be a 4-on-3 overtime to start. And then when their man returns, we'll play 4-on-4 until the next whistle. And then we'll return to 3-on-3 hockey. But for now, it's a 4-on-3 power play for Newfoundland for 1 minute and 42 seconds to start the extra period. You got to think you almost got to score here.
Shots in the third were, 10-9 Reading, so 41-30 overall.
That is correct. 7 minutes up on the board for overtime. Curious to see how deep into this period we get one way or the other.
Well, you've got your three top forwards who've had a tough night tonight, and they would like nothing less than to be able to pop the winner. They all, not that they haven't played well, but they're all -2.
One back, though, by the Royals. Skating in his own end was Canodal, and he'll send that one the length of the ice. Halliwell picks it back up. Oh, and a man blows a tire, and he looks to capitalize. A 3-on-2. Ferguson on the left wing side, curls behind the net. Works it out in front. It's blocked and cleared. Munson out of his cage as the Royals head off for a change. Halliwell scoops it right back up. 1:15 to go on this man advantage. He'll leave it as O'Brien skates it free and finds Ferguson down the left wing. That one chipped off his stick. Back to center ice, Halliwell. He still has it, finds Power with some room on the left wing. Power sends it back to the line. Halliwell steps into the slot and fires a nice block there by Mitchell. Laid back down low to Marcus Power. 50 seconds to go on the man advantage. O'Brien to the line, Halliwell. Halliwell steps in, finds Ferguson, curl, fires, looked up top and just barely missed that corner. O'Brien back to Halliwell again. Good pressure here for Newfoundland. O'Brien gets control. Back for Halliwell, one-timer, rebound, 2 big saves. Oh, 3 stops on the play as Power couldn't lift it over the pad of Ustamenko. The Growlers still have it across Brady Ferguson. Looks up top, and it's blocked by Mitchell, and he'll swat it with an open hand, and he can't get it out. It's 3-on-1. Here's Power in front. What a stop by Ustamenko. You gotta be kidding me. 13 seconds. There's another blast blocked by Mitchell. Another hand pass, and he can't get it out. Caught standing still was Halliwell. It is cleared. Great pressure. The man's out of the box. Will play 4 aside. And now the Growlers got to keep moving. They're going to steal that one back. And away comes Duzak. Had a man on him, so he'll peel back into neutral ice, pushing that one too far for Giorgio Estefan, but it's in the skates. Loup Chuck gets it. Right wing side. What a move by Loup Chuck. Frees it up back to the point and across. Garrett Johnston steps in and fires. He just missed it again. Under 5 minutes to play in the extra period. Played down low. Loup Chuck gives chase. He'll free it up. Back to the point. Johnston has a look. He's being pressured a little bit there. He'll drop it off for Loup Chuck. Loup Chuck, he's now being pressured. Freed back up for Johnston and across to Estefan. Estefan tries to find a shooting lane around Canodal. Can't do it. He'll get it across to Duzak. Back up top, Estefan. Flip toward the middle, and it's turned over and cleared out by Reading. That's going to be an icing. We will revert to 3-on-3 with 4:20.
Well, credit the Reading Royals goaltender Ustav was absolutely amazing on that stop. Holy smokes, he made 2 or 3 right there.
He read
Glorious
it perfectly.
Opportunities.
The Growlers are buzzing. Face off to the left of Ustamenko. Conrad, Bradley, and Halliwell right back out there. Here we go. Matt Bradley on the draw. Into the corner, loose. Bradley wicks it back to the point. Halliwell across for Colt Conrad. Conrad shifts by his man, has a look, opens it up for Halliwell. Halliwell fires and scores! Mac Halliwell, his first pro goal, is the game winner in overtime. Comeback complete. 3-2. The Growlers have their first win of the season.
Well, it was a great shot. What a pass by Colt Conrad, who's had a whale of a hockey game here tonight. And the rookie found Halliwell, and he buried it. And the Newfoundland Growlers complete the comeback from a 2-0 deficit to win it 3-2 in overtime. And a goal by Matt Halliwell, the rookie, at 2:51 of a 7-minute overtime. And a split in this 3-game set so far. Reading Royals 6-5 winners last night, lose in OT here tonight. They have 3 of a possible 4 points, and the Growlers take 2 here in their happy campers. They dodged a massive bullet here in a huge comeback and more character play in the third period. was buoyed by the outstanding goaltending performance of Patrick Munson as Ferguson, Johnston, and Bradley do a little leap, jump, and body rub to celebrate Halliwell's first pro goal, and it was a beauty.
Yeah, with 4:03 left in overtime. That was Halliwell. He looked as advertised tonight. He made a couple of mistakes, but he had the skill to bail himself out, and he bailed his team out here in overtime. We'll be back here on Tuesday night for the third and final game of this series. The Growlers coming away in overtime tonight thanks to Mac Halliwell. We will stick around for your 3-star selection and third and overtime summaries brought to you by the Telegram. We will wait. Mac Halliwell, your hero. In overtime, what a game. That's more like it.
Still waiting for the official. Halliwell, Conrad definitely had one assist on that.
We may have to wait for the press release for that one. We might not get it in time. Your Equinor hardest working player tonight. A great selection, and it's Colt Conrad. Your number 3-star. Is that number 3 there, Brian?
Nope.
Michael Kapla?
I have no idea what they're doing.
Okay.
Colt Conrad was the hardest working player of the game. I have no idea how they got 36.
Good roll for Reading is the 3rd star. Aaron Loup Chuck is the 2nd star. He was fantastic tonight with a goal and an assist.
And tonight's first star, 40 saves for the victory, number 35.
And with 40 saves in his ECHL debut, Patrick Munson is your number 1 star and well-deserved.
Chris, I made a mistake. I believe it's probably my bad. I had Colt Conrad clearly marked as the hardest working player of the game, but please note the number that I had on his.
You had number 36.
I did. I'm going to own up to it. It was my mistake, but it's supposed to be Conrad as the Equinor hardest working player of the game. But Kaplan played well.
Yes,
but
he did.
You know what? I mean, hey, whatever. I mean, they're not winning a watch or anything, right? You know, I don't know. So
here's your 3rd period and overtime summaries brought to you by the Telegram. And in the 3rd, the Growlers notched the only goal, and it was Matt Bradley off an Aaron Loup Chuck shot. Giorgio Estefan picking up the 2nd.
What a dandy game. Growlers winning in overtime 3-2. And of course, it was Mac Halliwell. We're going to get used to all these new names in the Growlers scoring the overtime winner. What a game.
Yeah, it was. It was incredibly exciting. I mean, the Growlers put the lunch pail to work in the 3rd period, tied it up, gave themselves an opportunity in overtime. What a power play. 4-on-3, moving the puck around the perimeter. Just incredible saves by Reading goaltender. And, you know, it was just incredible, exciting overtime. Let's look at the highlights in the 3rd period. You know, this was the tie-up. It was getting to the net by Matt Bradley, number 27. He works his way around, and again, just getting down there, getting that open ice. Puck comes right out to him. Boom. Sitting there right there in the blue paint, knocking it home, tied it up 2-2. The building erupted. It was great all the way through, and then all of a sudden we make our way to overtime, to power play. Look at that, putting it home, getting down there in the blue paint. Again, so important. Get to the net, feed off, pick up those pucks off the goalie's pads, off the chest. You know, get those feels for it, knocking it home. Great play, great goal. Just what we wanted to see heading into overtime.
Here is that overtime winner that gave the Growlers a 3-2 win tonight from Mac Halliwell.
Again, this comes off just an incredible power play, but it's a little dipsy-do off the boards, a little shake right here, and then he gets himself into a shooting position. They all sometimes look for that hard shot, look for that perfect shot. This one was just a nice flick on front of the net, and that's what we want because the goalie was tired. He was dropping the pads, the gloves, the block. He was dropping all a little bit because he was tired. You can see him down there, and he snaps it right over the block side on the stick. Just a nice little shot in overtime, little shake, little move, get him to freeze a little bit. Perfect overtime goal. Good win for the weekend. You know, they could have came away with 4 points. They ended up with 2. But, you know, last night was a shootout, and tonight, again, they win in overtime. Great start to the weekend, and the celebration continues.
Patrick Munson making his first professional start, getting the win, first star of the game. And these two teams will meet again Tuesday night here at Mile 1. The Reading Royals are going to stick around for an extended stay. And then next weekend, we'll be back with the Brampton Beast in town for 2 games. It's going to be a big one, Rogers Hometown Hockey Weekend, and we'll have that game for you right here on Rogers TV. On behalf of Steve and myself, have a great night, and we'll see you next weekend.
lift wasn't working and he was in pain, so I tried to lift him on my own. Yes, it's bad. I'll need help.
Can I help you with that?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Workplace injuries hurt the most at home.
Hello everybody, my name is Jason Piercy and this is Out of the Fog. And on tonight's episode, we're going international, all the way to France. Well, actually, St. Pierre. And why? Hudson and Rex on City TV. And if you have not seen Hudson and Rex and you don't know what it is, well, just take a look at this.
Detective Hudson, major crimes. Cause of death?
Penetrating trauma to the head. He was murdered.
You need to prove it.
Dogs are not allowed on the auction floor.
Oh, he's my emotional support dog. Yeah, I know. Can't function without him.
2 cameras set 3 blocks apart. Spot the difference?
Explain it to me like I don't.
You're no fun.
You're barking up the wrong tree here. No offense. You don't seem very upset.
That must be the Botox.
Is that supposed to be a police dog or a pussycat? Give him a try, see how that works out.
Rex, go!
Rex, go! We have a shot fired.
We got movement!
What a good boy.
Wait, why is he getting all the credit? What did he do that I didn't do?
Doesn't that trailer get you all charged up? There's so much energy, and local people end up on that show. Did you see the lovely and talented Terry Andrews? And do you know who makes an appearance on season 2? Elvis Stoico. 3-time world champion Canadian male figure skater. Anyway, a whole bunch of stuff to happen on the season and a whole bunch of stuff to happen on this episode, and we'll be right back after this break.
Forky is the most important toy to Bonnie right now.
Hello. Hey,
I'm trash. We all have to make sure nothing happens to Forky.
something happened to him.
Do I need to be worried?
Well, my guys are veterans. They'll hang in there.
No! Hey, watch it, buddy.
Where do we go?
You're watching Rogers TV, St. John's.
And welcome back to Out of the Fog. I'm in such a great mood today. And I was also in a great mood a little while ago when I was fortunate enough to end up on the set of Hudson and Rex here in St. John's. And I got to talk to all of the cast again. These guys are all incredible. And Johnny Reardon, Detective Charlie Hudson from the SJPD, even did a shout out to my mom. Have a look at these. All right, folks, look at this handsome specimen of a Kevin Hanchard. So Hudson and Rex, season 2, thanks for taking the time to have a chat. We've met up a couple times before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we always seem to fake getting along really well for the camera. So I am expecting exactly that right now.
Yeah, no one's gonna be the wiser.
Let's talk about season 2 itself.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know ahead of time, to a degree, some of the stuff that's happening.
Right.
What are we seeing in changes in sort of the momentum of the show? Because there's only so many times somebody can get murdered in St. John's. Like, the writers are getting creative, right? So, like, what can we be expecting?
I think season 2's a little bit more character driven. I mean, there's still a crime a week. That's the nature of the show. That's sort of our formula.
No filler episodes.
No, but we know a little bit more about the characters as actors. The writers know a little bit more as writers, and they've given us a little bit more room to play. They made the sandbox a little bit bigger for us and given us a few more toys, and I think that's great. That's all you could ever ask for as an actor, and I think it pays off tremendously for the audience. I think they really get to have an affection and an affinity for each of these.
So that makes a lot of sense to me, because like when they write a pilot, they don't necessarily know that they're writing these boss man lines for Kevin. But now they know your style, now they know the stuff that works well for you, they know the engagement across the different characters and across the different performers or actors, and they're writing more for you now than they would have previously. Is that sort of what you mean?
Yeah, and I think that's what you hope, right? There comes a point when you start a show and you go, I don't know if he'd say this, or I don't know if I'd say that, or these words just don't fit in my mouth. And the writers learn that, your showrunner learns that, and they start to tailor things towards sort of your tendencies and your swagger or lack thereof, and then
please.
Well, you know,
lack thereof.
But it becomes a little bit more of an organic process.
Yeah.
And that's what the second and third and hopefully fourth, fifth, sixth seasons are all about. And I think right now we're settling into a real nice place, and I think the audience will recognize that and really love it.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Mr. John Reardon.
Wow.
Charlie Hudson, how are you, detective?
Doing good.
Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
They look after you so well. Your hair is perfect, your skin is perfect, your makeup is great. I'm sweating bullets here in this trailer, and you look like you're on vacation, and you're the one that's at work.
Well,
why are you so handsome? Is what I'm asking.
Wow. Well, thank you. I mean, making me blush.
My mom is probably watching, and she's a fan, so that's what that's about. Yeah.
Jason's mom, how are you?
Her name is Agnes.
Agnes? Oh, that's my grandmother's name, too.
Is it really?
Agnes.
Probably not the same person.
Your son is a lovely man. You should be very proud.
Yeah, so season 2. So, I mean, you've been around the acting game for a while. You've been in significant projects. It's not super common for season 2 to just be called out before anybody's seen season 1.
Yeah.
So isn't that really cool?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. Normally you're sitting at home after the season's aired and you're like, are we gonna like work again?
Yeah, like do I have a job still?
Yeah, and we found out we barely had time to even have downtime between season 1 and 2, so it's great,
Yeah. I was fortunate enough, as a matter of coincidence, to get called in from the casting crew for Hudson Rex to be in a current episode that I guess you're currently in the middle of filming.
French Connection.
Yeah, it's super cool.
It was a very powerful cameo.
I did, basically.
It was, in several different ways, several different sizes.
That's true.
Too.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. The point of that was to say that I got to see the work ethic that goes into, not just from the cast, we'll get to that part, because you're a machine, but the crew. Like, it's long days. I don't know if people on the other side of this camera understand the size of a production.
Yeah, it's interesting. My brother came to set with me a few years ago for the first time, and he's like, I thought there was like 15 of you guys in the house just, shooting. And there's 100 people, 100 plus people, and it's not uncommon to have from leaving your house to coming home 16, 17 hour day, and doing that five, sometimes 6 times a week. So it's definitely, it's busy, and when you're, in the thick of it.
And that's sort of making St. John's a little more like home then. You're spending a fair bit of time here.
Oh, yeah, I live here. I guess, I mean, well, I'm originally from Halifax and grew up there, so it feels very similar in a lot of ways.
Similar places.
Yeah, there's a similar vibe. People are very similar, I find, and very friendly and welcoming, and I love it here. Like, I feel very at home here. And I feel that what sort of separates us from a regular mystery crime show is that this relationship between these two partners, and that has been like a huge focus of ours since before we ever went to camera developing that bond. And it's great because in the first season, Charlie and Rex are just getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So it kind of was the same as, you know, John and Diesel.
Yeah.
And so now in second season, we're that much more like in tune with each other.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense from the evolution of the story.
Yeah.
That pairs so well with reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in first season, I would have to give him hand signals for him to know what I meant. And now, just from repetition and from, you know, working with each other, we can do a lot of things silently or without any hand gestures, and he just kind of knows.
Yeah.
And that, I feel like, mimics a partnership where, you know, out in the field, that's what partners know. They know, okay, I'm doing this, and then I'm doing this, and so it's really it's a team as opposed to someone
Yes,
giving.
there's all these little analogs between what the production of it looks like and what it's supposed to look like from the finished product, and just the energies are so similar. I noticed having been on set that nobody needs less takes to nail it than Diesel.
Well, it's so true.
It's kind of true.
Yeah. He's a real pro.
He really is.
Yeah. Diesel also does have a bit of a public and private persona as well, which is interesting because he, when you are at his house or at Sherry's house, and see him there, he's different there than he is.
He's not at work, right?
Yeah, because he totally that's his space, and he's like, hey, come in. You know, he's like he's almost more casual in a way, and more playful. And you know, here, you know, he knows that he's working. He knows that, you know, it's.
And you're the same way.
Yeah.
Like, he's so hard to talk to on set. He's just like really unapproachable and difficult, and obviously not true.
Yeah.
You are the nicest guy, John.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Jason.
much.
Appreciate it,
Always a
brother.
pleasure.
Yeah.
I will tell Agnes you said hi.
Take care, Agnes. Keep watching the show, please.
Okay, super excited to get to hang out with my boy Justin Kelly
How's it
again.
going, man?
What's up,
Good to
man?
see you.
So let's talk about one-upping on to another season here.
Yeah.
Because you were telling me off camera that you were sure it was a miserable failure. That's not true. I'm just teasing.
I was like, yeah, you should. I was throwing things. It was nuts. It's wild. It's, you know, and it's. I mean, it's not every day that you get to do a show where you find out you're getting a second season like 2 months after you finish filming the first season. So it's to have that work is fantastic.
Yeah, it's like nobody's even seen it yet, and already we know we want another one.
Totally, and you know, that is definitely reassuring. Because, you know, you do this, like any show, you're doing the first season of a show and you're navigating it and you're trying to figure out what the tone is and what, you know, and you never really know how people are going to respond to it until they respond to it. So the fact that we've gotten such a positive response and then enough to jump us into another full season order is fantastic.
And you've been a part of other projects that obviously have had their own magnitude or their own significance. This is one of the larger ones, and it's becoming kind of international.
Yeah,
What does that feel like? That's got to be weird, but also wonderful.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you know, it's interesting because, you know, we're a brand new take on an existing show, right? So there is a sense that, you know, the Rex, you know, people know Rex, but Hudson and Rex is different, and we're building that from the ground up a little bit. So to have that, you know, reach a wide audience is fantastic.
It's really cool.
It's great.
So, Sherry, Diesel, thanks for taking the time to hang out with us.
Thank you for having us.
Hard not to have you when you're talking about a show called Hudson Rex, given that, like, this guy, who's clearly exhausted from working so hard, is the actual star of the show.
He is.
And
one of them.
One of them. That's
one
true.
Of them.
But when people line up to meet the cast, they're lining up to get their picture taken with the dog, and you know it.
They do line up for the dog.
Which means they actually line up for you in a way, because a lot, if not everything that he does, has a lot to do with the work that you've put in leading up till film day.
Well, I appreciate that. And yeah, you know, it's different working with a dog. You know, we do rehearsals and we do blockings and we do all these kind of things. And he's not there for any of that. I'm there for that. So the directors basically tell me what the dog has to do. And then I've got to figure it out in my little pea brain.
Yeah.
How am I going to get him to do this? And look here and go there and hit that and turn around and, you know. So I have a very limited amount of time to figure out how to make him perform to what they expect.
I had the pleasure recently of having been an extra and having seen Diesel accomplish some tasks, like when the dinner scene or at Yellow Belly with the different wines and stuff. So I had the opportunity to see that happen in real time.
Yeah.
But more importantly, oh hey buddy, you coming to see me?
He's going to visit you.
Yeah.
Want me to get him back up here?
No, that's fine. More importantly, I got to see the way that you almost call an audible. Like you talk to the director, and the director knows what he wants to see, and then you're like, well, how can I create that? What if I did this instead? And I noticed a bunch of times this particular director, John Batcher, who's fantastic.
Amazing. Yeah.
He was like, oh, that's way better. If you can do that, that'd be great. So you're impressing the people who are creating the show with your ability to create situations that they didn't even think you could do.
Yeah, and you know, that's a lot of what I try and do is I try and bring those ideas forth and work with the directors and say, okay, we can do it that way, or you know, this and if you had a camera here and we did it here, and give them some options, because a lot of times they don't know what the dog's capable of. You know, they don't realize that the dog can run and jump 8 feet onto the top of a building or something. So then they're like, okay, well, how are we going to make this? And, you know, so yeah, it's a lot of interaction I have with the directors, and we actually plan out a lot of his stunts and his behaviors. You know, the writers write in what they want. But at the end of the day, it's the director who has to portray that, and they have to get that to read in the story so it makes sense. And that's where a lot of the communication comes into play. So I can say, well, you know, he can do this, or if we shoot it this way, we can do this, and yeah, JV is amazing. We've had some phenomenal directors.
All right, hi Mako, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
You have such a great smile, always so happy looking. So, season 2.
Season 2.
Just boom, out of nowhere.
Just like that.
Just like that. But not really out of nowhere, because a lot of work goes into it, and people are loving this show.
That's really nice. It's so nice to hear.
But it's true, you know it.
No, I know,
but humble, you're like,
but
I hadn't heard.
No, but I don't know. It's not something like, you know, when you're busy shooting the show, you're not constantly thinking, oh, people are really digging this. You're constantly thinking, okay, we've got to make it so that people really dig this.
That's true.
So
that makes sense.
It's nice to be remembered.
And I guess you don't go home and watch it.
No, I don't.
Would that be weird? Do people do? Is that a thing that happens?
I think it depends. I know for myself personally, I think it depends on the show. There are shows that I will not watch. There are shows that I'll watch, you know, way after the fact. Sometimes I need to know what something looks like, so I'll watch it during. But generally, I try not to watch. Yeah.
Does it help with the craft to see the finished product and then know if you would?
Well, so that's the thing. Sometimes you want to know that what you're doing is translating, and you can't quite tell, so then you watch.
Yeah.
But then sometimes when you watch, you just catch things that you don't like, and then you become self-conscious, and you never want to be aware of.
That's true.
No,
I can see
it's
that
not
because,
good.
like, if, like, even in this conversation, if I were to rewatch this interview and there was something that I did or I said "oh, Mara" too many times, like,
you become aware of that.
Exactly, and then it can go one of two ways. You can either correct that, or you can get self-conscious and be worried about it and just make it that much worse.
Yeah, and even if you're correcting it, you're not being natural. You're not being yourself, right? So I try not to watch, at least until it's like after the fact and there's nothing I can do about it anyway.
Okay, so relationships.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Dr. Sarah's relationship. She's got like this long distance thing going on, like, and so does that become an issue?
Well, I mean, I know there's what is. You know, we don't write too much about what's going on back home in Toronto. I do think that Long distance relationships are hard, and I think with the amount that she works and the amount that she's trying to put into this job and this position that she has, and just wanting to do well, because this is her first real kind of chance to show herself. It's hard to maintain long distance relationships like that, and it's not like she's going back and forth. She's out here, and we haven't seen him out here. So I wouldn't say too much, because I don't think there's anything, definitive happening there, but you never know. You really never know. There's also not a ton happening there, just because there can't be. So
there can't be. There's just no time for it.
Exactly.
Well, the effort that Dr. Sarah puts into her job that makes her good at it and solves these crimes miraculously every week, I think that lines up really well with the effort that Dear Mako puts into her character. Thank you very, very much for your time. Always a pleasure.
Thanks.
All right, girls.
Mom, you said it's played again.
Workplace injuries hurt the most at home.
I joined because I wanted to help others.
To be a part of something bigger.
To show my kids what's important.
I joined to make my community stronger.
To make a difference in someone's life.
To acknowledge that our freedoms come at a cost.
I joined to honor my mom.
My grandpa.
My neighbor.
Everyone who served.
Who are serving still.
I joined.
I joined.
I joined the Legion.
Welcome back again to Out of the Fog. All these people at Hudson Rex, they're all incredible, and I'm so fortunate and so grateful to be able to hang out with them. So much so that when they did this episode called French Connection, which is going to air in November, really soon, pay attention, I actually got to visit them on set in St. Pierre, like in France. It is so cool. I'm really glad that I remember some of the French that I studied in high school. Right, Mom? Right, Mom? A little bit. Bon voyage. Welcome to St. Pierre, folks. We have landed. We were greeted by the mayor of this beautiful place, beautiful as you can see, and now we get to hang out with the cast and the crew of Hudson and Rex on City TV and Rogers Television, and I mean, this is gonna be great. Just look at how incredible this place is. Welcome to St. Pierre. Okay, so we got to move quickly because they're filming behind us. Mayor Danny Breen, I understand that you have a shot at a cameo playing a mayor of a city in St. John's, which I know is a stretch for you.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess it's a little bit of typecasting.
That happens sometimes. Listen, when you're so good at a role, and when you've been doing it for so long, and when it becomes your entire shtick, nobody wants to see you in anything else.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of fun, you know, and there's a great crowd around now starting to watch it, and it's been a great day here watching the filming of this set. It's you know, these movies are tremendous for the city and for the province and for the economy. They put a lot of economic input into our communities.
Absolutely. I mean, we got a crew of over 100 people. They're in town. They're eating there. They're sleeping there. They're spending their money there. Speaking of eating and spending money, we're in beautiful St. Pierre. First visit?
Yes, my first time here.
Yeah. Coming back?
Yeah, I will. yeah, it's a great place. I've really had a chance to have a little walk around here this afternoon while some of the breaks in filming, and it's a very quaint and very unique place. I certainly want to come back and enjoy it a little bit more.
It's got a good energy. It's got a good culture, a lot like St. John's. And here we are